Okay, everybody, we're here. We're back. It's Sunday evening, and we're here to do some more D&D. Hi, I am your DM here right now, AJ. This is for the campaign known as Ages Past in the World of Forlorn. Let's go ahead and take a little run through with our players. As we always know, ladies first. Kayla, who are you playing?
Okay. I am playing Valindra. She is the half-elf, half-tiefling warlock.
There we go.
Forgot what it was called for a second. Half-elf, half-tiefling warlock, and she has a little cynic fox who is her companion.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
his name is Winnie.
Yes. Lovely little Winnie. And Scott, who do you play?
Hello, I'm Scott. I play the chromatic blue dragonborn forge cleric Varkesh,
Yes.
who is not a murderer.
No. And Cody, who did you play?
Oh God!
Well, I did play Rook Belfry, the Kenku Tiefling Rogue, who may or may not be horrifically murdered by his close trusted friend Valindra.
But yeah, we'll be finding that out in a moment too. But of course, thank you guys all for coming. Just of course, we are on the Hoda channel, and we do stream on on Sundays and Tuesdays at the same time, 6:30 p.m. And of course, anytime you spend here, you will accumulate points that you can then spend later in the Tuesday games. So all win-wins all around. But I think with most of that out of the way, since we don't really have to worry about too much other additional stuff, we can just dive right in. I'm excited. I hope you're excited.
Fun reveals to be had tonight.
Oh, yeah. All right. So,
Kayla killed Rook.
So, last we left off, you adventurers had started your tour of the Dragon Vaults, discovering and uncovering many different ancient items, statues, relics, a multitude of these little things kept in these nice little niche cubbies and halls and corridors. You were able to succeed in subduing quite a few of the traps, from invisible stalkers to terrifying demons, as well as animated statues and armor. And while being able to successfully beat them down and survive without nary much more than a scratch and a bit of laughing gas, you were able to leave the tunnel successfully, and with a bit of let's just say a little bit of ruffled feathers somewhat, having the dragon help you out by pushing this large statue out of the tunnel that was made for you guys to then bring back to his place. As you had collected all your treasures back up in the room, getting them sorted and organized, knowing what was what, Valindra had a splendid idea that perhaps to help Rook at least alleviate some of the problems with the gilling gas would be to just use a slight spell that she had learned called Feign Death. And as she cast it on our lovely bird friend, he was able to see into some ethereal plane where there was a bit of meet and greet with some entity, two large blue orbs that seemed to draw blue tether lines from himself, just from his perspective, leaving his body. But as Rook is sitting in his little limbo, we see, of course, Varkesh and Valindra, along with Jin, standing in the room with Varkesh still consistently snickering all the live long day as the gas is still in his system. But Rook seems to be laying peacefully. Upon inspection, he kind of doesn't look like he's breathing, and there's a little bit of a moment of panic, but Valindra, you feel it's fine. The spell's working. He looks to be dead, but not dead.
If he doesn't come back, can I eat him? It's a sign of respect. Oh.
No, that is not a sign of respect. No, absolutely not. He's gonna come back. He's fine. It's just
a few onions, some roast potatoes. You'd make a fantastic Christmas dinner.
No, you cannot eat our friend. That's highly disturbing.
You see Jin look up and go, what's Christmas, lad?
I don't know.
Right. Maybe perhaps we should get you laying down so you can get some more oxygen and stop wheezing yourself like you are. You're getting a little loopy.
Technically.
Right. Here, let's go upstairs. You can pick up your little bird friend and put him in bed. We'll wait for your laughing fit to subside.
I'm just still chuckling as I just scoop Rook up into my arms and swaddle him. And I just carry him upstairs.
He is so swaddled.
And then I gently kick open his bedroom door and I just throw him in. And then just walk to my own room. I throw him on the bed.
Okay. Can you make a dexterity check for me?
Oh, Lord.
It won't be Kayla that kills Rook. It will be Varkesh putting him to bed.
If we could just not kill our party members, that would be super.
Well, I don't know. I am kind of an alcoholic.
Okay. You're able to get a good toss. He lands a bit on his side and a bit crumpled up, but he's there. He's just laying there on the bed.
And I just close the door.
Okay.
He's sleeping.
I am going to go to my room and I will attune to the little finger.
Okay. All right. So, you spend your hour attuning to the little relic. This is an hour. Is Fane Death last an hour?
I believe so.
All right. So, yes, so he will come out at that point then. So you would know the durations of your own spells. But yes. So in that time, Varkesh, are you just waiting for the gas to go away, kind of keeping to your room?
Probably, Kayla would probably hear from my room. He's dead while I'm working.
Mm-mm. He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead.
Chuckling.
Walk about.
Kayla killed. Belinda killed. We got there in the end.
But yes, so as you're just fiddling and working at your workstation, sadly you do not have your spell slot to burn since you obviously used it down in the dungeon. But look, you come back to consciousness in a span of time that you're not aware of. It just almost feels like you were there and then you're out.
What?
The space of time is very brief, but you sit up and you look around and you're in your room. The bed is kind of ruffled and the sheets are a little messed up, but you're alone.
Why does my arm hurt?
And as you kind of stretch, kind of move yourself a little bit, you still are chuckling just slightly, very softly. It's not as intense as it was, because you also feel really weak. I need you to roll for me 4d10.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
All right.
That's 15 there, boss.
Thank you. All right, I'll tell you about that later.
Sweet. Things to look forward to. But for right now, Bingley's feeling rather tired, but he was just unceremoniously tossed onto this bed. Yeah, but my feathers are all fucked up. I gotta do something about that. Do I know of a bath available?
You assume that Jin should have some sort of bathing facility. You've never looked for it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and get out of bed. And I'm chuckling very quietly to myself as I
Oh yeah, trying to keep it quiet.
slowly
Yeah.
stumble down the hall, trying to find Ginger.
Oh yeah. Well, Jin's easy enough to find. As you kind of do a little bit of an inspection around, you do see he is in the large hallway where you had all the treasures already assembled. He seems to be what appears to be organizing all the mundane treasures, things that have no magical properties to them, and it seems to be sorting them into what looks to be, from what you can tell, a large kind of palanquin. This little bit of looks like just kind of like this flat table that has two poles sticking on the side, and you can see it's being piled up with all the different treasures you've just gathered, the golds and the gems.
Hey, Jin.
He turns to look and goes, Oh, glad to see that you're all right there, lad. I thought you were a little, well, you looked a little... It's good to see you're all right. So,
Well,
how you feeling?
Thanks. Somehow more tired than before. I don't suppose you could point me towards a bathing facility.
Oh, you need to freshen up. That's fine. Just head down the hall, take the second door on your right, you'll find that there's a washing room, and then beyond that, you'll find a bathing room.
Okay. Thank you. And that's where he'll head next.
All right. Enjoy your time as he continues to what looks to be at least managing and survey. As you can see, just invisible forces putting things on the Palatine. But you do eventually find the bathing facilities. It's a nice little kind of washroom in the very beginning where you can see there's a bit of a sink that is leading in water that just constantly flows in like a fountain, just kind of constantly trickling and like a steady stream of it, and just seems to keep at an equilibrium, so that doesn't really have much in it. But you see that people can wash their faces. There are towels on the side and other places that you could try and like use soap if you needed to, just to kind of do a quick rinse. But as you go to the second door, you can see what looks to be a full bathing facility. You can see that there's a pool of water in the ground. It looks to be heated as steam is coming off of it. You can't see the heat source, but you do see that the room is nice, very warm and pleasant, though small, nothing too extravagant, but quite nice.
Yeah, quick rinse and a long soak.
All right.
Let's come in here.
Yeah. So yeah, you do that as you enjoy your alone time. Valindra, you attune to the finger, and you are capable of now increasing the difficulty of the DC of your spell saves by 1. Yes. And as you are attuning to this, you do get a sense that there is some connection between the finger and the rod. They almost, just with your natural passive arcana understanding, the signature, the hum, just by knowing the two, their element, their trace, the origin of what made these are the same. So you know that there's some link between your rod and the finger bone. As to what, you don't know, but they seem to harmonize. But you get this after attuning.
Okay. I will fold the finger back in the little napkin
Okay.
and put it in my bag. And I will go look in the libraries again for more information on liches.
Okay. Varkesh, are you just waiting for the gas to subside? Varkesh?
I don't know. It's
We can't hear you.
Hey, Ping.
There we go. Now we can hear you.
Okay.
Well, you find it hard to sleep due to the fact that you are constantly laughing still.
Snore laughing.
It's a very difficult thing to try and sleep while you're being constantly forced to just intake your breath and just kind of chuckle. But you do wait for about another 2 hours before the gas subsides for both of you. At this time, Valindra, you are, of course, just researching a little bit. Most of the books in there don't seem to give you much more than what you've already uncovered. It seems that you guys did a very thorough job of examining the library last time. But you do spend the remaining hours doing that. As Rook, you finish your bath and you feel refreshed and nice. Varkesh, you stop laughing, and as you all kind of mingle about a little bit, Jin does come looking for all of you and does see that you are better and realizes that the gas has finished its effects, and he asks you to all gather downstairs for a moment.
Yeah, I'll do that as quickly as possible. I'll get dressed and come on down.
And I kind of like look at Rook and see if he's okay. Because I've never cast that spell before.
Make a medicine
he
check.
looks normal. She was honestly a little surprised and relieved to see him awake. Oh, he might be
He looks
dead.
fine. I mean, at least he's not laughing. He's pretty good. Yeah.
I feel very proud of myself.
Yeah. But Varkesh, you also come downstairs as well, as you all convene in the living room. Jin is sitting there waiting for you all to come into place, as he does have the very familiar tea set on the table in front of you with this never-ending teapot. As he does go ahead and pour you all a glass or a cup, he sits back and just kind of looks at you all going, "Right, now, I don't suppose you're all familiar with the parade that we do, so I was going to give you a bit of a brief rundown before we went out of the house. Didn't want you to come a little unexpected, you know." Right, yes, I assume correct?
A
Do I know anything
parade?
about the parade?
You don't know anything about the parade.
No, I know nothing about the parade.
Right, I figured as much. Now look, when we return the treasures back to the other households, we need to show the grandeur of our generosity and good nature, being able to return these gifts in good condition back to their rightful owners. Now, we make this as a grand display as possible, and we always show, of course, the power and prestige of our own house. With you three being the adventurers tied in, of course, with the success of returning these goods, you will be at the forefront of the parade, as the procession will, of course, carry the treasures that you've received back towards the actual court. As he gestures with his hand, he kind of goes, I take it you've never been actually to a dragon court. We should probably go over some etiquette rules for you. So, you remember the big, massive garden in the center of the city district? Not the one that I tricked you in, but the one here in the Dragon District, in the center. Lots of waterfalls, trees, massive rocks, big, huge buildings, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, now, in this area, that's where we congregate, and we have all of our assemblies. Now, that's where we will be presenting the treasures that you return into the hold. Now, at this time, when you will be presented to the opposing brood, you will be making sure not to interject, don't speak unless spoken to, and try to keep your eyes fixed on the mother, the matron. Try not to look at any of her other family members if you can. They will try to lure you out. But if you're at least focused on her, you'll at least have a greater chance of avoiding that kind of distraction. But keep an eye on there. Don't say anything unless spoken to. And remember, be proud, be bold, and be brass. We want you to have a greater sense of self because you are the ones who brought this fine treasure back into their own, possession. So
I am already on this.
So remember that. Now, of course, we need to do this promptly. We have to probably go within the next, I'd say 10 minutes or so. We've already cut it a little short because we had to wait for your friends to stop their giggling. But now that they've finished, we should be able to retrieve all the goods, essentially. Each of you should be able to, we'll figure out the dragon statue, but the rest of you should be able to carry at least one. And that way, when you bring it up to there, we should have you each presenting one down in front of the matron to return to her. Now, of course, remember, we need to do this promptly and quickly and quietly. For anyone else who has the means to locate these objects, they'll find them in my house, and I don't really want them to know that, before we present them back.
Well, of course, it's supposed to be an open secret, not an openly obvious secret. I understand.
There's some grace to it, yeah, you get the idea. So, if there's anything you need to do now, I suggest you do it quickly. Otherwise, we're going straight to the procession. So,
question from Varkesh.
Right, yes, you're Varkesh, go ahead.
Do you have the power to control time?
No.
Shit. Well, we haven't rested.
Right.
I'm tired.
Well, you can rest later, then.
Damn it.
This is your point to procession, and bring it out for the entire broods to see your gallantry, your amazing prowess. This is where we're going to have you be debuted to the rest.
Gallantry? We stole things.
Well, for, the pomp and circumstance of it all, it's more or less going to be you returning the goods, and your act of, good deed there is more or less what we're focused on. Now, if you can keep that in mind, we'll have a very easy time keeping everything on the up.
I don't suppose you have any magics that might help us remain focused, do you?
Remain focused? In what way?
Well, I don't know. It's just I've seen Valindra achieve some incredible feats, and you've literally conjured illusions of other dragons. Something that could help us keep our eyes off of those who might attempt to draw our attentions away from the matron.
I wouldn't necessarily know about any of those, I'm afraid. I'm not necessarily as skilled as some of the other dragons, but I can try other things. Is there something you're worried about specifically?
Well, I just don't want to get caught talking to another dragon for
Right.
9 hours, however long that was last time. I lost track of time entirely.
For the most part, just keep your gaze fixed forward or look down, or just try not to look at any of the dragons, and just wait till you get to the matron. From her, you'll be fine.
At the risk of this
Certainly.
sounding stupid, dragon stuff is stupid.
Maybe don't say that when we're in front of a whole bunch of dragons.
What? Oh, yes.
It's
Yeah,
sound advice, lad.
I mean, she is clever. A killer, but clever.
I didn't actually. It was a spell. I made it look like he was dead. He wasn't actually dead. Nothing happened.
I don't know about that. I don't recall anything from that time. I could very well have been dead for that duration.
I'm referring to the times where you fought valiantly. I'm not talking about the times that you've cast a spell on Rook.
So, should we leave now?
Well, if you're ready, we can go right now.
I don't think there's anything else I need to do.
No, I think I'm ready.
Right. Well then, follow me, as he kind of quickly gets up and he heads back towards the large hall that you came out from the tunnel. Once you go back in there, you can see that the Palatine has been laid with a lot of the mundane treasures. They do seem to have what looks to be the treasures, the magical items, set up to the side for you to grab. The alchemical jug, the large amethyst-like gem, and the unicorn horn are all off to the side. You can see that the dragon statue has somehow found its way on top of what appears to be a large flat platform with wheels on it, as if to transport it with a slow, kind of creaky little procession, but it is made like, almost like a parade float. You can see
I
it's
am
moving.
going to sit on the dragon.
You're gonna ride it like a horse.
I mean, it'll take you a little bit of time, but you do see that you just immediately start going like a kid to a jungle gym. You go right up to it and start pulling on the tail. You do notice, though, that as you are doing this, the creature is frozen in a different position than when you originally found it. Because obviously when you told it to move and make forward with great haste towards the tunnel, it seems to be almost like in this mid-prowl motion. So it does look like it's in that like mounted form where it's like he's on all fours and you are
perfect.
literally sitting on top of it. Beforehand it was raised upright, wings spread, kind of like that. But this is now you kind of like, it looks like you're on top of a mounted dragon at that point.
Yep, I'm totally fine. Varkash is more than happy with this.
So you do easily climb up the back of the tail and just sit yourself with a little right on there. Your plate kind of scraping against the other metal. But you are situated. Did you want to grab a magical item?
No.
Okay.
I'll take the gourd.
Okay. Belinter, do you take the gem and the horn?
Yes.
Okay. So as each one of you takes your own magical item, you do see that he goes towards a large set of doors at the back that he pushes open. And as he pushes open, you hear a slight bit of sound, almost kind of like an ooh and ah, or a kind of a muffling of people talking, as the room itself had dampened the outside noise. But as the doors open wide, you can hear that there are people out there waiting for something. And as you kind of see past the light spilling in, there is a line, a complete, almost like lined off row of people and dragons on the side, looking and waiting with anticipation to see what you are doing. And as the doors open, you see Jin turning around going, "Right up!" And as he does, you can see that suddenly, Farkesh, you lurch forward as suddenly the large pole that was kind of pulling this wagon is lifted up by some unseen force of some sort, and you can see that it is slowly making its way forward as the Palatines are lifted one by more additional unseen forces as they begin to march forward with the procession, as the two of you march up and follow all along the line. You can see that the entire crowds onto the side are all talking, whispering. Some are cheering. Some are trying to coax your view off to the side, as you can hear dragons complimenting you or seeming to goad you to look in their direction, as if trying to either persuade you or irk you or tap at any of your senses to see if you can be baited into going out. But most of you keep your eyes
Given the
down.
green wave.
Varkesh, are you trying to keep your eyes closed, or are you actually going to be looking to everyone when you do this?
Oh no, I'm being like bowing my head, taking into consideration what Jin said, but
Right.
waving like the queen.
Good, good. So, yeah,
So
as
My
you,
chest is puffed up, head looked up slightly to the right.
great, good. So yeah, you all make sure to avoid your gaze, but you are keeping this presentation. Please all make a performance check for me as you make your way down the parade route.
Okay.
Okay.
Not great.
Apparently,
Varkash,
I fail at waving.
I mean, for you, it's like you tried to do the wave, but it's kind of a weird little goofy motion. You're not quite familiar with it, but you try to pull it off. Most people are just curious as to why you're sitting on top of it, but you're there.
I tried to wave like the queen, but I end up waving like a duke instead.
But you are able to at least continue down the procession, along with Valindra and Rook, who both seem to be very good at keeping themselves upright, perking up, and making sure that they stand with a great kind of presence to them. But you are making your way down the long streets towards the center grove. Now, as you are moving about, you do see that there are hordes of different types of people and dragons, copper and brass, particularly the ones that you see here. They do seem to inspect you, look at you, they inquire, they talk, they gossip and rumor. There's a great sense of you being new, and this is kind of like your introduction. You're being presented and on display, and you can see that many are curious as to what you are or who you are. And many are trying to speculate, or even you can hear the whisperings of them talking, going, "Who's that? What's that? Who's over there? I've never seen them before. No. Look at that big blue one. A bit goofy." And then you see a few other just like kind of going, "Oh, the little tiny frail little elf." The other one goes, "Oh, little bird. Look at that silly
Just
bird."
remember, DM, I know where you live.
But you do see that they are kind of trying to get you to look, and there's this kind of constant edge of them poking and prodding at you, but for most part, you're able to keep okay, and you finally reach the grove. In the center, you do come to what appears to be a large open glade that has what appears to be mostly what you can see overgrown stone ruins and cobble streets. It's as if the area was let to grow naturally. It let the environment and nature just kind of take its way without ruining it. It still looks aesthetically nice, but it is kind of a mixture of civilization and nature merging into one. As you go towards the center area, you can see that you stop in what appears to be the dead center of a circle, and around you, you can see that there is a selection of larger dragons, all brass, surrounding you, and looking down and waiting. And as you wait there for a moment, you can hear that there's suddenly a small popping, and you can look behind you, and you can see Jin is throwing up his hands and doing prestidigitation and making fireworks appear and trying to make you all look as amazing as he can. But eventually you see him also change as his hands go here, and he makes a minor illusion cast of going, "Ladies, gentlemen, dragons, all those here to witness the return of the great treasure hoard of the dragon brood." You see there's a lot of cheering as people suddenly go, "Ah." Many of the dragons seem to kind of do a little version of clapping, but it's more like they tap their claws on the stonework instead. That seems to be their version of applause, or at least showing that they appreciate the show that you all put on. But you do see that as he leans back and just goes, "We bring back the treasures of House Lien. With great effort and sacrifice from our own house, we give it freely and with great humility," as he bows forward, and you can see that as he looks, he turns and looks in one direction. You can now see that the actual circle is divided into 3 quadrants, and the quadrant he points towards, you can see a large brass dragon head lift up, as if from a laying position, looking down at all of you. And you can see this is definitely the matron. The large brass dragon is rippled with muscle and vibrant scales. It is about at least almost 10 times the size of Jin when you saw him in his dragon form. Monstrous and very intimidating, but you can tell that the presence seems more like a cat, a lazy kind of grace that seems to just lean up and look, not really impressed because knowing too well what the game is, but just seeming to go throughout what appears to be the steps of this little dance as she does a quick nod and goes, "House Lien thanks you for returning our treasures back into our possession. And as she says that, you can see brass dragons coming down from her end, and they move towards you, each of them going towards either the palatines or the magic items that each of you have, and waiting for you, what appears to be to give to them.
I will give an exaggerated bow, go down to one knee, and hold the jug up above me with my face pointed down.
Okay. As you do that, you definitely see that they take it with one claw and hold it and stare at you for a moment. But it does seem to be a good enough performance for them. As they turn and they fly up, away, and they seem to head over towards one part of the city to return the treasure. Valindra, 2 dragons approach you.
I will see what Rook does and try to mimic it.
Okay. Taking many pages from the Kenku book, you go ahead and you do the same as you try to bow and holding up each one in each hand. Each one is taken with a claw, carefully picking them up, inspecting them, and inspecting you, making sure that you seem to be just as powerful as you might claim to be or look to be, but they seem satisfied with their inspection as they also fly off and away. Varkesh, 4 dragons approach you as they seem to be wanting to get the statue, and the statue itself is quite massive. But
I stand up on the statue, place one of my feet on the top of the statue's head, and shout out really loud, "I'm number 1! I got you good! I took this!
Oh god. Oh god.
You had no idea how good I was at taking this."
I would like to cast silence on Varkesh.
Okay, I mean, it's easy enough to make the bubble. When do you want to cast the bubble?
Whenever I realize that he's about to say something stupid.
Alright, so Varkesh, you do get to say, like, I stole this! And it just seems to...
I don't even get to finish my rant, and then she cuts me off.
She does cut you off, but you did at least get the words of, I stole this. But he does say
I'm just going to stay in my proffering stance. I'm not moving from that shit.
I just like looking down, just like glance at Varkesh, cast silence, and then I head back down. Like I'm not looking up.
As you do that, you do see that Jin is just looking up with his eyes just going.
And I'm still standing like the great white hunter on top of this statue going.
and then you can see Jin just immediately turns and he goes, as he does like a quick twist, and he minor illusions the crowd laughing sound as he tries to make everyone giggle, fit, and laugh. He kind of instigates the applause.
It's that laughing gas again.
Show when you've got the giggle start. He tries to get that going. You see some of them start chuckling. A few of them just start rolling their eyes. Many of the dragons just seem to be a little bit more like, seriously. But you can see that many of them are just like, and you can see that as you start talking, Varkesh, one of the dragons immediately brings its hand up towards you to lift you off of the statue.
Mm-hmm.
But you are kind of pulled out as you just kind of say nothing, but then bop, your voice comes out as you reach out the bubble.
Let go of me, you big scaly mother!
Oh god!
I mean, hello!
As you are set down, they do look at you. One of them does seem to snicker a little bit at your attitude, but they don't seem to really make much of an effort to show you it. They're trying to keep a very, what looks to be protocoled, appearance as they all take a side of the dragon, grab it, and begin to beat their wings in unison as they climb high in the air with it.
Lift with your core, lads.
But they are going, and they're lifting the statue away. As you can see, more dragons coming to each of the palatines, picking them up, and flying off with the treasures, all returning them into the direction that you can see where House Lien is.
Just look over to Amriel and go,
Amriel?
my brain is stuck on tomorrow, I'm afraid. And I'm just like, I did good.
But yes,
I think I made a scene.
I'm just gonna kind of like pat his back, kind of forcefully, trying to get him to bow a little bit.
I mean, Varkesh, there's a bit of a hint of like...
You're asking Varkesh to get the hint?
Yeah. I was just bow a little bit. Just...
Bow? Why? Oh, right, the dragons. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you all continue with this little ceremony. You see Jin kind of smiles a little bit more nervously and goes, We've returned your goods to you, of course, and we would seek nothing in return but your favor, as he bends and bows.
And money.
Shut up. But you do see that many of the dragons are looking about, and now you notice the other corner of this triangle of these little divides of the houses. Behind you, you know, should be House TL. And if you glanced over, you would see there is a large matron back there, another brass dragon. This one a little bit younger and fresher, not as aged as the other two. But the other one you look at to your corner to the right, you see a large head poke up. This time, this creature looks massive. The scales themselves are almost kind of weirdly colored. They seem to be brass, but they're also like a tint of red and green and blue. It's like there's a rainbow sheen to it, an iridescence as it moves. But as the creature stands and looks up, it looks down at all three of you, and you see a booming voice, a deep feminine sound come out, just going, Well done, House Dorel. Commends your great achievement, House TL. We would like to extend an invitation to you and your champions. Tonight, we will celebrate your great success at our dining halls. As you
Lean
see,
down to Valindra and go, Gee, she's a big bird, isn't she?
as you see that, Jin kind of looks up and goes, We would be most honored, your grand matron, to attend your celebratory feast, of course. Please, though, would you mind giving my champions time for a moment to perhaps collect themselves before we head to your hall? And you can see that the dragon just kind of does a dismissive claw wave.
I just look to the big matron and go, Hide your silverware, we might take that too.
God, Varkesh, no.
You do see that as he says that, lots of little copper dragons around the rim start giggling.
Just like grabbing his face and pushing it back and about. You're like, just stop.
Let go of my horn! Let go of my horn!
Just okay. I'm letting go of your horn. Faith, you know.
It's a delicate part of me.
You do see that many of the brass dragons, especially the larger ones, are not really amused with Varkesh, but the copper are quite enjoying the show. The matron herself, just as she sees you say that, she does wave you off and turn around, and you can feel the ground as the sudden form begins to leave this little gathering area.
Damn,
And
that's a big rear end.
And you can see that as that happens, the other matrons start to leave along with their brood, heading back to their own holes. But as that happens, Jin kind of looks back and goes, Right, Varkesh, I thought
I did great!
No, you did horribly. You did absolutely horribly, Varkesh. That was the worst you could have done.
Oh.
You need to be, like I said, quiet and only speak when spoken to. Did someone speak to you?
I swear someone somewhere did.
No.
I recall Valindra telling you to be quiet, but that's really about it.
It was preemptive.
He kind of is just
I spoke aloud just before someone actually called my name.
You do see he's just kind of running his hands through his head and just kind of going, Right, okay, so, well...
Don't worry, dinner will be fine.
Dinner is... I'd like to say it's out of the question, but I can't say no to the Grand Matron of House Dorel.
Oh, big girl. Yep.
That's an understatement, lad. She is the largest and grandest. She is current favored for being the next Grand Matron.
Her booty is huge. Yes, I can understand why she's in charge.
You kind of just... Not... Oh, lad. Oh, lad. Please, just...
What?
For my own sanity, just try to keep your mouth in check. Please.
No promises, but I will try.
Varkesh, if you don't follow the rules for this one night, we'll owe you a huge favor.
She only speaks for herself. I offer no such.
I'll owe you a huge favor.
I heard the bird actually chime in and say that he'll also offer me a huge favor.
I literally said the opposite of that.
I didn't hear that.
That's quite all right.
As you are, by the way, talking amongst yourselves and doing this, you do eventually hear in the distance, now kind of moving at quick speed, go, "Darlings! Darlings! Darlings!" As you can see, Lulu is coming at full force
I
towards
hide.
you.
Wait, who drew a pentagram on the floor and said, "I summon thee 3 times"?
But yeah, you do see that Lulu comes forward. She's very well dressed and she's happy, but she just goes, "Darlings! Oh, I'm so pleased to see you all well and good. Lovely, lovely. Varkesh, I think we need to talk about a bit, so that's fine. But don't worry, you were all splendid. You were absolutely brilliant, darlings. I'm sorry I couldn't attend. I was not allowed to be in the procession, for I am not, of course, the adventurer. I am just a tradesman woman.
Couldn't step into holy soil, could you?
I'm standing here now, darling."
Astral projection.
She kind of touched you and goes, "I'm real." Now, besides that, I heard that you are now being, well, dinner guests. Does that invitation extend to +1s? As she looks to Jin just kind of looks at her and goes, "Right, yeah, you're fine. You certainly you can come." She goes, "Marvelous, darling, absolutely marvelous. I have my 3 adventurers and me all together at the table of the Grand Matron's Hall. Oh, darlings, this is the pinnacle peak of perfection. I am so proud of each and every one of you. But we definitely need to get you all dressed nicely. These will not do, your robes and your rags. No, perish it. No.
I
We
like
must
my
get you-
robes.
No,
Yes,
no, they are
I'm
not
shiny and
worthy.
metal.
No, we need you to have fine dining wear. You're going inside the hall, the Grand Matron Hall.
I don't want to go shopping.
Oh, don't worry, darling. I'll do it for you. You will go back and you'll get yourself pretty. Go to the mirror, get some of that blush on. You need a little bit of rouge, dear. And maybe get some of that hair straightened out. Looks a little frazzled. You don't take care of yourself very much, do you?
Ooh, harsh.
Don't worry, darling. That's what Lulu is here for. I will be the
Lulu.
one to make sure that you are pristine. Yes.
Well, you needn't be concerned with me. I carry my own fine clothes.
Darling, no. I will be in charge of your wardrobe as well. You shall all have matching attire. Being, of course, the team of Lulu, everyone will be uniformed and in a grand statement to the world. This is the adventuring party to see. Don't fret, my dears. I know exactly what matches your colors and tastes. But of course,
Suppose that does add a certain level of strikiness to it.
I hear blue is very in this year.
yes, darling. Now, of course, please, I would like you all to just keep with Jin. I will be back at the place in a moment to bring your wardrobe to you. Now, of course, please, by all means, freshen up. Get yourselves looking nice and pretty. Wash yourselves. Polish those scales. Brush that hair. And I shall see you shortly. As she kind of turns around and goes, "Ta-ta, darlings!" As she scurries away as quick as she can.
I don't have any hair.
Rourke looks to both Valindra and Varkesh. Look, you'll note she didn't say anything about my feathers because, unlike you two, I take care. So.
Look,
Kill him. Do the thing again.
I can't. I want to save it in case we need it.
On me. I already foresaw what the hell was. I'm at the dinner table and I just dropped dead in the fucking bowl of soup.
Honestly, I think that might gain us some more favor with House Lien and
I don't know. I made some other dragons laugh. I mean, you can't win them all, but still.
Yeah, baby dragons.
House
Exactly.
Lien.
I'm here to
House-
stay.
House Lien is led by a brass, not a copper. The coppers thought that shit was hilarious. But Matron Lien is brass. So,
She was a very big dragon.
yeah, probably an ancient. Or at the very least, old
Did you
adult.
see the size of her rear end? It was huge.
Not proper to talk about the rear end of a dragon, I think.
I think I'm a little more curious, lad. Why are you staring at the booty of a dragon anyways?
Well, I was not more than 30 feet from her, and she turned around. She could have killed me with it.
Lad, she was more likely 300 feet up away over there.
That's how big she was.
I think you have a bit of an interest in dragon derrieres, but we'll leave that for
Hello?
your own imaginations.
Yeah, he is part dragon, right?
He's dragonborn, lad.
I'm-
Sometimes it's a little confusing, but they're not the same as dragons.
Hey,
No offense, man. Just stating
Fuck
the
you.
obvious. But in the
Oh,
meantime...
yeah, you couldn't lift a damn statue, so there.
Well, I didn't anticipate you bringing something that weighed at least 50 tons out of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please run into a dangerous vault where all the spooky shit lives and try and steal me some really shiny shit because my dragon stank would make everyone realize who it was. So, okay, I'll just go in there and grab you the biggest damn thing I can find. No, that's fine. Criticize my shit. Whatever.
To be fair, I mean, that is going to be the talk of the courts for years as to how us three small humanoids managed to pull that giant statue out of their vault without being noticed. That's no small feat.
Jin kind of goes, right, fine, barely enough of that, but still, you didn't really think it through too well. Either way.
I think we did quite well.
Either way, we don't have much time to get yourself ready, so let's head back, get yourself looking nice, do whatever you need to do, because we're going to a dinner, and the dinner itself is rather important and very... Well, he kind of has a little trouble for words. Look, just to put it simply, you're going into the den, the dragon's den. This is not favorable terrain. You are about to enter a place that's going to be riddled with durels. Every single dragon in there is a durel, and they are out to get you, or they're out to prove you worthless, or to defame you. They're going to try their best to make sure that you, as champions, are humiliated, or at least somehow defamed. Because, of course, any time that
Defamed?
Defamed. And any time that you show yourselves to be less worthy to represent the name of TL, then, well, our own favor starts to diminish, and we wouldn't want that necessarily. So, if you don't mind, please be on your best behavior.
Are you adopting us?
You're part of the TL hold. Yes, you're going to be associated with our house.
When did I get adopted? When was I an orphan?
We agreed upon this about maybe, I'd say, 4 nights ago.
Yeah, whenever we agreed to go steal shit.
It's funny how life works.
Right you are, Dan. And you see him kind of making his way back towards the house.
Well, I figure it can't be any worse than your own
Hey,
original family, with your father doing that thing to your tail.
Father did like...
Varkas just like dunks his head and he's all quiet.
Wait, what did... I missed that somehow. What did your father do to your tail?
Nothing. Told you before. You didn't listen. Shows that you didn't care.
Actually, I wasn't there for that.
Oh wait, do I hear someone off in the earshot?
I'm gonna look at his tail.
There is a small set of scars on the side of him.
Okay, but like, really, what happened to your tail?
I fell in a bramble bush when I was really young.
That doesn't sound like something your dad did to you.
Well, his father tripped him, of course.
I just pushed Rook into something inanimate.
It is a wide open glade. There's nothing here. You can push him off his feet and make him tumble to the ground, but...
No, because he can still talk.
I'm just saying, I backed up your lie here, man.
Oh, look! A pavement that heads that way. Let's go.
As you do make your way down, you do hear Jin kind of listen. Don't look at any of the other dragons!
Oh, shit. Okay. Sure.
Eyes down. And he just kind of keeps that, like, don't do that again. You kind of all
Rook
focus.
kind of squints a little bit in frustration and pointedly looks up into the side again. Ignoring everything by staring up instead of down in direct opposition to the orders.
Alright. But you're still making sure to try and not get coaxed to the side.
Yeah.
Alright. As you make your way, you do see some people are still moving about. Many of the humanoids are going about their business. They seem to be carrying goods, packages, other things that need to be taken from here to there. The dragons themselves are lounging. Some are walking, and many of them do see you, and they kind of do start up a gossip rumor, or they seem to be talking a little bit at the fact that they see, particularly Varkesh. They seem to be pointing at him, particularly, and just kind of, like, whispering something.
I am that amazing. Point all you like. I know.
But you do successfully make it back into the house, and you have a bit of time before Lulu arrives with your wardrobe.
That's some quick shopping. Some quick tailoring.
Oh, you get the sense that she's going to get you something that might just look good, but we'll see. You'll see.
This will be interesting. In the meantime, I'm actually going to prep my own fine clothing.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and pull yours out of your bag, and you kind of start to assemble and dress up and get yourself pretty. Valindra, you wish to do anything special about your appearance, or to do anything as well?
I'm gonna try to brush my hair. I haven't brushed my hair in a very long time, so I'm gonna try to do that.
Well, it is a very easy task to do as you pick up a brush and go 1, 2.
I would also, can I find like some type of makeup to like cover up my markings?
Yes, as you look around, you do see that there are what appears to be a kit of what you would call makeup, which does seem to have what looks to be more or less the daily kind of items here and there. So there's lipstick, there's foundations, there's blush, and there's powders. You get the sense that if you did that, it would just dampen the red. It wouldn't fully cover the red.
Is there anything like that in Rook's room?
Yes, all of the rooms.
I'm contouring my horns. They're going to look gorgeous.
I am going to spend an hour using my channel divinity to create a gentleman's dining pimp cane.
Oh,
no.
all right, okay. Made out of gold and other.
Well, about 100 gold's worth of pimp caneage.
Yeah. I just didn't know if you wanted it like to be a solid gold stick or if it was just like anything else. But yeah. All right.
Pretty.
Yeah, you spend an hour making what appears to be a nice, solid gold-looking walking stick, which has
look my best.
which has a large head of Varkesh at the top of it, with that cheeky grin of that everyone knows this expression when they see him saying "There is no end to my talents." That facial expression is right there at the top of the head, with it all completely made in gold as the stick goes down.
Perfect.
For him. But you all try to keep yourselves to look pretty and nice. Those of you applying makeup and additional effects to yourself, please roll a sleight of hand check.
Do I need to do this with disadvantage because I have literally never done this before? Or is it just a straight check?
Just like me, for instance, I've never put on makeup all my life, but I've been on stage before and I learned how to put eyeliner when I needed it.
Then you have put makeup on before in your life.
Well, that was the one time I did. So
Then you have put makeup before in your life.
It's fine. My first roll was shitty enough.
all right. So, Rook, it's not a problem for you. You're able to easily use your own dexterous skills to make it the lines smooth, the colors perfect. Valindra, I mean, you kind of go a little bit of like trying to get the lines thin. They get a little thicker. You try to put the foundation on. It's a little uneven. One side may be a slight bit off than the rest, but you're trying your best. You're just like, oh, damn it. You're passable, but you're certainly not an expert. There's no fine lining on the eyebrows. It's a little off, and there's a little bit of extra eyeliner on the side of one eye.
I'm just gonna wash it off then. Kind of like
okay. All right, you're gonna
mess
wash
up my hair in frustration, and I'll just call it good.
Okay. In your little rebellious tantrum, you do eventually find that Lulu comes, and she does go to each of your rooms, goes, "Here you are, darlings! One for you!" as she puts it down for you, Rook, and goes into Varkesh's room. "One for you!" as she walks over, and she goes to you. "One for you, my dear," as she holds it out for you to take.
Thank you, Lulu.
Each of you can see that the wardrobe she gives you is actually stylized after her own wardrobe. You can see there is a dark kind of blue velvet, this little kind of like satin texture that's got this like bit of darkness and black and blue to it. That seems to be the majority of the highlight colors. You can see that is going around on the sleeves, around the chest center, and a bit around like a sash that seems to go around the center for the gentleman. The lady seems to have what appears to be mostly a completely that color dress that goes all the way down the middle, has a kind of little hugging form. You can see a white belt instead of this beautiful lace that seems to be tying around and giving this like nice hourglass figure as it pinches it a little bit and gives it to drape down on one side, almost like falling snow, as it leaves down towards the shoes. That looks to be a nice pair of black heels. And you can see that she also has given you what appears to be a nice shawl that you can put over yourself if you get cold. The gentlemen, you do seem to have what looks to be fine shirts, each of them almost like large, poofy sleeved vests that seem to have these nice black bracers on the ends of it, kind of letting you cup them up, while you have these beautiful silkish belts in the center. Your shirts are white, your belts are that blue, and the bracers seem to be a black, as you all have also what looks to be black boots. Varkesh, you don't have black boots, they look to be black bracers, but all the same kind of effect.
This is stunning clothes. I put them on, and then I put my armor on top.
Okay. So you're doing this in your own room in your own privacy?
Yep.
All right.
Got my pimp cane. Gonna wear some dress to the nines, and I'm gonna put my armor on top of it.
Okay. As you all dress for the occasion, as you choose, you do see that when you come out, Lulu is looking at all of you. If you all wore the clothing appropriately, she just goes, "Fabulous. Darlings, beautiful. Varkesh, what the hell are you doing?"
I'm ready for dinner.
"Take that off at once! Oh, that is hideous! Take it off, take it off." You see she's immediately going to you and trying her best to unstrap the plate.
Oh, I just start undoing my pants. Like, you want me to?
No, you keep the clothing on. You just take off this terrible, ghastly plate armor. Now, as she tries to.
What's wrong with it?
It's
That armor is well crafted and efficient.
We are going to look fancy and nice and uniform. As she kind of pulls off one pauldron, and we're going to make it so that you look the part. Pulls out of another one.
So just to be clear, you want me to keep my pants on?
Everything on except for the plate armor. That staff is a bit gaudy, but I'll let you have that. And you see her just kind of continuing to get rid of your plate.
Staff looks nice.
Thank you.
But
I'm going to go talk to the big dragon lady today. See what she's doing later.
Don't do that.
As you all get yourself... Yeah, okay, sorry.
I just want to clarify. I do have the shawl on to cover up the mark on my arm.
Okay, good. All right, so you kind of keep it draped.
Yeah.
But you do
one thing for me as well. Would it be reasonable to assume that my fine clothing has some indicator for my family on it? Like a little ascot with the family symbol and stuff?
Oh, yeah, a little kind of...
I'll definitely be wearing that ascot along with the rest of the...
you have an ascot?
Oh, yeah, that's fucking great, man.
Okay.
At least the way I'm imagining it, I have a puffy chest because it accentuates the birdness.
Just like that, I can't remember the name of the bird with the big red...
Yeah, pretty much.
Swelling thing. But yes, no, you are all eventually set and ready to go as the armor's been put off to the side for the moment, and Lulu has you all looking to what she assumes is perfection. And as she kind of stares out and goes, "Marvelous, darlings," as she's also wearing a dress similar to yours, Valindra, as she kind of has this little matching thing. It's 2 girls, 2 guys, there's this kind of thing. And as she turns and goes, "So, who will escort me?" as she looks between Varkesh and Rook.
Very well. I'm going to just scoop her around her waist and just carry her.
Varkesh, let me down! Put me down, you batting your breast. Down! Put me down! I can walk.
Just slowly, gently put her down. It's like,
thank you.
I can't seem to do anything right. I'm not very familiar with high snobbery.
Yeah.
Follow me. I proffer a arm for her.
For Lulu?
Yeah, for Lulu.
Oh, okay. Lulu just goes and goes, "Thank you, darling. This is how it should be," as she continues to walk and kind of gets that looking forward.
I imitate Rook and offer my giant arm to Valindra. We're like, eh?
All right.
I don't like this.
You also take the arm as you head.
I'm just imitating now. I'm trying to be a bird that imitates whatever it is.
Mocking
PJ?
That comes later.
But yes, as you all head towards the front door, Jin is there waiting for you. He is dressed in the same attire that he always seems to have for his form, but he does still look nice, proper, and clean. As you exit, you see that there is a carriage waiting for you. You can see that the doors are opened, large enough for Varkesh to fit in. It is an opened, roofed carriage, by the way, so there's no roofing. You can just easily sit inside. But as you all take your positions, you see that Jin immediately gets in the center as well, kind of nestling between Rook and Lulu, just kind of sitting right there. That's the best spot for him. As you can see, he turns around and he goes, "To forward." There is nothing in front of this carriage. There is no conductor. There is no driver, nothing. And yet suddenly it lurches forward, and you can hear the sound of... As if there were horse feet just kind of moving down.
This thing is powered by a clock.
But you do hear that familiar clip-clopping noise as The carriage, in its almost kind of invisible force, moves towards the heart of the city. You do get to enjoy the view. The city is becoming slightly darker as the sun has set. You can see all the great, lovely lights blinking into existence, the vibrant colors, the blues, the greens, the yellows, the pinks, all of these multitudes of magic just coming to life as you eventually form all the way around the plaza. You see that House Dorel is on the exact opposite side of TL. It is a long carriage ride. It takes you about a good 20 minutes to get there. But eventually, you do arrive at what appears to be a cordoned off section of the Dragon District, almost as if like a manor wall was built around it. You can see that the wall's about a good 20 feet tall, and there's large, what appears to be openings in there that you can see through as if they were kind of like made to kind of peek in. You can see there are bars there, so you can peer past, and inside you can see what appears to be a multitude of private gardens, beautiful little buildings, all nested around as if they're like private abodes in this kind of lofty, secluded neighborhood. And in there, you do see that there is a larger building, a massive manor that seems to station right in the back near the top area, as this gradual hill leads up to it. You do get led towards the front gate, and you are let in as the doors open, these large, grand oak portcullises just leading in, as you go up the steady rise towards the main hall. You can see that the tall building is very daunting and towering over the rest, and you can see that the massive size is befitting for most dragons. You can see that the hallways are made to be for dragon size, the doors are made for their size too, enough and big enough for the Grand Matron herself to walk through easily. So for you, it's very odd, this kind of weird, childish, doll-like experience where you are like shrunk down to miniature size as the rest of the world is just massively huge compared to before. There's no a helpful path or bridge or anything for humanoids to move or walk across. There's nothing that can give you a semblance of cohabitation. This is dragon and dragon alone. And as you make your way towards the actual top, you're led out of the carriage as Jin hops off and opens the door for all of you to go out. You kind of take your arm, each by your partner, Lulu with Rook, Varkesh with Valindra, as you make your way forward into the dining hall. The hall itself is massive. You can see that high up into the sky, there are a multitude of blinking, dancing lights that seem to just be moving about, making beautiful patterns, almost like constellations in the sky that constantly change and freeze in a pattern that slowly drifts and then begins to mesh away and then form another pattern and hold into place and rotate. It's kind of like this weird mesmerizing effect. But you can see that it's almost trying to mirror the different constellations in the sky, as if it's like going between parts of the heavens, and you're like looking at them before it zips and changes. You can see that the interior is lit with what appears to be a multitude of other magical lights that seem to just be holed into these almost kind of glass lanterns that sit onto the side, giving a beautiful warm light. In there, you can see that there are humanoids, a multitude of them, many of them seeming to be elves. You can see some dwarves, you can see gnomes, humans. There's a multitude of people here. Some of them all seem to be dressed in a very uniform kind of attire, very similar to how, when you saw before, the people who were serving the dragons seem to have this kind of very clean, crisp-cut, and color-patterned robe. This one seems to have what appears to be almost kind of a similar iridescence to the one that you saw from the Grand Matron. You can see that their belts and their sashes all seem to have this kind of rainbow-scaled effect moving about them, while the rest of them seems to have a pure white with gold trim on the edges. They are moving about, doing about what appears to be some business. Some are gossiping, some are talking, some are serving. You can see a few of them actually carrying plates, glasses, and the like, servicing some people here and there. And as you enter, you do see that every head slowly kind of turns and looks at you as they wait and see you stand atop the stairwell before you descend down into this kind of this little pit area.
Is it very much like a typical swanky soiree where there's like music playing and there's like people dancing and stuff?
No one's dancing, but there is what appears to be a pleasant, like, soft ambient music, yeah.
Okay.
But you do see that as you are brought forth, there is a person who comes up to the side and goes, "Introducing House TL and their champions." As you do hear that there's a bit of a small clap as you begin to make your way inside, as many of the people are watching you and admiring you. And you can see that as you go down into this kind of little lower area of the household, you can see that the under basement is made to be the size for humanoids. The rest of the upper and the further back of this mansion is still large and grand and almost giant-esque, but as you kind of descend into this little lower section, this little kind of like pit fountain in the middle, you do see that there are things for you. There's chairs, tables, all the like, this multitude of furniture that you can use at ease. And you can see that many of the people moving about, they carry different appearances. Some of them very magical and fey-like. Some of the eyes glow brilliantly white or gold or blue, and you get the sense that as you stare at these people, not all of them are humanoid. You get the feeling that some of them might be dragons that have shifted into a form to make it more suitable for this arrangement for you coming in as guests. But you do kind of make your way and mingle a little bit, as you can see that Jin is kind of nodding, introducing himself to some, talking to a few, as he just turns around and goes, right, just try not to make a fool of yourself if you can, and just keep low. Try, all right? Dinner should be served shortly.
I nod and tap my forehead with my pimp stick.
Yep, your pimp stick at the ready. You do kind of get the little linking forward. He kind of just goes, I'm most worried about you, Varkesh. Please, just don't fuck this up. As he continues to make his way, and he goes, I haven't seen you in years, as he kind of moves away and just begins to talk with a few others. And go,
look to Valindra. What does he mean by that?
I think he means maybe just don't open your mouth. Don't worry, I'm just gonna hang out with you. If I like start tapping your arm, that means just whatever you're doing, shut it down.
I think I can do that.
Okay.
You know, they have do they have food around?
Oh, there does seem to be what appears to be trays of all these foods, and there's a table in the back area that does seem to have platters all set around.
Oh, Varkesh, they have this lovely array of food that's currently not being eaten.
I point my snout upwards and go, no, thank you. I am here at a rather fancy soiree. I don't think I will partake in any of the crab cakes this evening.
I think that is a very prime steak over there.
Shit.
So we were invited for dinner. I mean, I don't know, Brooke, you seem to know more about this than what Varkesh and I do. I mean, is it rude to eat before you're offered food?
From where I'm from, not necessarily. It is generally best to mingle for a short time before you begin eating.
But we're not supposed to talk to anybody unless we're spoken to.
That was for the presentation of the magical item. No, this is a social event. We are expected to do.
What do they feel about doggy bags? By doggy bags, I mean bags of holding, and by I mean taking small amounts of food with me. I mean emptying the entire dessert table into the bag of holding.
That would be frowned upon. Please at least wait until the rest of the party is suitably drunk so as to not notice.
Good point. Good point.
You do see, though, that as you are talking amongst yourselves, some people do come up and introduce themselves to you, engaging in what appears to be small talk conversation, trying to get some information out of you. They seem to be curious and intrigued at the same time, but it's a multitude of people, each coming around. Lulu, obviously, is quite happy with this, and she immediately begins talking and kind of pulling Rook a little bit with her as she's keeping him on her arm, just kind of talking away as she just seems to be, of course, darling, these, my grand babies, they're so brilliant, aren't they? You know, she's kind of enjoying the praise. The rest of you also kind of have like a defensive, there's an assault of questions and things, just inquiring about who you are, where you came from, how long have you been adventuring, what have you done, what can you do, your skills, your attributes. But as this is going on, please make for me a perception check.
Okay. 21.
All right. So Varkesh, you just kind of are making sure you're looking around, keeping an eye out. Nothing spots you immediately, but you kind of have a moment where you look back and you thought you saw someone you knew, but you're just like, because someone pops their face in front of you and goes, hello, and you're just like,
Bill. You're not Bill. I'm sorry.
But you kind of get like interrupted. Rook, as Lulu is pulling you around, you look and see something familiar. Very small. It's in between the legs of a few people as you kind of like just see a slight motion And you swear to God you saw a tabaxi, but it was small in stature. Maybe no more than 2-3 feet tall.
Kill it.
Well, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, it just looked a little weird. It was the only odd-shaped thing in this room. But as you all enjoy your conversation and dining a little bit, you do eventually hear what appears to be a slight chiming of instruments. It's not necessarily a bell, but almost kind of like wind chimes that just kind of make this little harmonized ding, 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 ding. And you do see that everyone kind of looks up, turns, and makes their way towards what appears to be the back area. And as you kind of all move forward, they all kind of whisper and go, "It's time to eat, time to eat. Yes, I'm starved, famished." And you kind of make your way with them as you all are presented to what appears to be a section of the table near to the head. You can see that just to the left of it, on the very top part, there is this kind of wide horizontal and these two, what appears to be like flanking tables. And you can see that the flanking tables all seem to go around the corner where most of the guests are going, but the head table, you can see that there is one person sitting there, a grand figure, a woman, very tall in comparison to most. You can see that she actually looks to be almost kind of like a mixture of a Goliath and an elf. Very big, tall, muscular, and having this grand frame, but the hair is pulled back into white, like tangle weaves that move into this almost intricate branch-like work that goes into the back like a bun. And you can see bits of silver and gold just traced in the hair as if it was like a bushel of flowers made on top of her head. And you can see that she's sitting there quite pleased with the group and looking, and she does notice you. And she has her gaze locked on all three. And as she does, she watches you as she gestures for you to come forward. And Jin immediately intercepts you and goes, "Oh, of course, I forgot to mention, we dine at the head table, please. By all means, follow me, everyone." As he kind of leads you towards there. As you get...
Lulu invited to the head table as well.
"I'm afraid Miss Lily will have to dine separately," as he gestures to her. "I'll be keeping her... I'll be keeping her company, of course, for I am not one of the champions to be honored here. This is yours." As he kind of does a little gesture for you to go up to the top of the table as he stays where he is.
I will go over to one of the seats and I will pull it out and offer it to Valindra.
We'll sit down very uncomfortably.
And I will very gently push the chair in and walk off and go to my seat.
Okay.
I give a slight nod of approval.
Where nothing exaggeratively bad happens.
All right. You can see that you are seated about one seat away from the Grand Matron herself. It seems that she's seated and there are two people on either side of her, both of them male. One looks to be elvish in nature, does have that very long face and those nice pointed ears. The skin is a little bit more, you could assume white and violet. There's a little bit of pinking and purpling to it, but it's a pleasant color. It doesn't look off. And as he sits there, he's got long black raven hair, looking down at each of you as you kind of sit next to him, because he's on the right side and you are on the right. On the left, there does seem to be another one, but this one, almost the exact opposite. Tan skin, very rich and golden orange, almost in nature, and you can see the top of the head is a bright, almost kind of white gold. Very beautiful and very elegant, with curls that like kind of do a bit of a finger curling around the sides. And you can see he's sitting there with a bit more of a lavish, kind of casual lean with a big open vest. You can see it's a very odd little sense of casual strict, light and dark. It's this interesting yin and yang that seems to sit opposite her. But near to the other one, the more pleasant gentleman, the one who seems to be more jovial in nature, three more people appear. These ones, however, look to be humanoid in nature. They don't seem to have that kind of extra essence of magic to them. You can see what appears to be one human who looks to be walking about with a bit of a stern face. You can see the frowns have kind of set into their cheeks, and you can see that the hair is black, kept sleek. Nice looking attire, very plain, very modest, nothing over the top. Next to them you can see what appears to be a jovial fellow. This one has a big mustache right on top of his nose, huge kind of thing. You can see that he looks to be a bit more of like a happy person, very jovial, joking, jesting, making lots of laughs, pointing and seeming to have a pun or a wit or something, just kind of making it at every person he can see and target at. Behind him, you can see a small tabaxi, 2 feet, 3 feet tall, familiar to you. As you stare at him for a moment, you recognize him. It's Victor.
It's Victor.
Yep.
So that's where I got off to.
Why
He's brown-nosing Dragon High Society.
is Victor here? What?
Well, it would appear that he is some sort of friend of House Durrell.
Gonna try to make is he looking at us?
You get the sense that he glanced at you maybe earlier, but he's not looking at you now at the dining table. As he takes his seat, along with the remaining three, the Grand Matron does stand as a silence goes into the hall, kind of forcing your whispers amongst each other to stop for a second. As she looks around and goes, "We gather here today to honor the champions of House TL," as she looks to you on the right, "and their successful return of House Lien's treasures. I invite you all, please, to show our thanks to these fine adventurers." As she kind of looks over, you can see many of them just kind of do their little applause, just a very modest, kind of quiet one. She raises a hand. "Please, enjoy yourselves at the feast tonight, as we enjoy the company of such grand heroes, both of House TL and House Durrell," as she looks to the ones on her left. She does sit down as the rest all continue to do that very polite applause before what appears to be servants coming around and setting food down for everyone. It's a nice, modest feast. You can see that there is a great selection of fruits and vegetables to start, then soups and other meals that kind of go throughout each of the courses through the night. But it's a pleasant meal that you kind of enjoy, but the majority of what you're caring about is the conversation. And as you begin to sit and eat, you can see that the man with the stoic expression turns to look at all three of you and go, "So, tell me, how exactly did you three become, well, I suppose champions now of House TL?"
Just gonna look at Rook.
I'm going to take a deep breath like I'm about to speak. And then I'm just going to close my snout and just...
Mm.
I'm drawing a blank one moment.
Let's do it fast before Varkesh changes his mind.
I see speech is not one of your skills.
Well, no, I'm trying to think of a way to put it that will be more familiar. You see, we are from rather humble beginnings. We are not but mercenaries, and we had happened to take on a few jobs for various members of House TL.
This
Never anything particularly major.
This does not surprise me. I could easily assess your humble beginnings. Especially yours.
Which one?
Especially whose?
Yours, Kenku.
I just kind of shrug and... Well, when one starts out low, they must work harder to rise, and I think I'm doing okay for myself.
Indeed. Though perhaps you might remember that those that belong further down the rung should stay down the rung.
You're not doing
Well,
that.
not if they prove themselves worthy of being risen up, and so far I'm doing okay for myself.
You do see that as he's kind of giving you a bit of a dirty rung, the Grand Matron herself leans in and goes, "Please, Cirrus, do not embarrass me." As he kind of turns and moves back into his chair and begins to eat quietly, she looks at all three of you. "I'm quite curious to know. All three of you here, you were so new to Alniel. I've never seen your faces, nor heard of your deeds outside of Florin. Tell me, what else have you done to gain the favor of House TL? You must have been grand adventurers to do something to catch the eye."
Just looks over at Rook.
Yeah, this whole time it's just like
Everyone just looks at Rook.
look at Rook.
Everyone else around the table, like every dragon, just like focuses on Rook at the same time. Just this whole loud shifting of head movement. Yeah, Rook.
Well, I do appreciate your assessments of our abilities, Grand Matron, Matron Durrell. For the most part, we have proven ourselves through some tests that they have provided for us. We had been sent out to seek some keys, and apparently our performance managed to impress them, at least enough that they might be interested in working with us in the future.
She kind of raises an eyebrow. Yes, I'm quite familiar with the Copper Dragon's enjoyment to trickery and delusion. I was more curious as to your beginnings before then. I've heard some rumor about you two, as she looks at Varkesh and Valindra. It seems that you were able to deal with a few kobolds, was it?
Brooke was there too.
Yeah, Rook was actually a great asset during that.
He wasn't that great.
We all
If she's asked it of you, I think it's best you answer her.
I mean,
You
yes.
shouldn't downplay your own abilities. Varkesh, you are truly a talented cleric.
I know. Don't
And
rile the king.
Valindra, you performed some incredible feats of arcade might.
Yes. I did hear good tales about all of you. However, these two seem to be quite quiet.
I've been told not to generally speak. In general. And this is probably the reason why. And he just points to the one who bad talked Rook, just like points a claw finger. Like, he's a dick.
Varkesh, I do apologize. He gets nervous, and when he gets nervous, he acts up.
gonna tap Marcus on the arm.
Like, look, it's like reel it in. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, just don't call people dicks.
My apologies. He is an asshole of the highest order.
Nope, just like smacking him in the arm.
Who are you calling the asshole again?
The one that snobberied looked at the end of his nose to Rook.
Yeah, she does smile a little bit at this, but she doesn't seem to stop you from talking.
It's just that I don't think Varkesh and I are as comfortable with high social situations such as this as Brooke might be. I mean, he seems to carry himself at least a little better than what Varkesh and I do. So
Yes, well, one must dress for the station they desire, but again, you two are very talented in your own rights. There's no way we could have gotten that Archon stone out of that kobold.
I'm sorry.
Without all three.
I'm sorry. Did you say an arcane stone?
Well, I did. It had been in the hands of some sort of strange humanoid who was using it in some form of blood sacrifice to raise these kobolds into these hulking monstrosities. I know not what he was trying to do it for, but we put an end to that.
You see that she turns immediately to the other side and looks at Victor and goes, I heard no such thing about an arcane stone from you. As she kind of looks, he kind of goes, I did not know. My apologies, Grand Matron. As he looks away, trying not to get the focus. You do see it is Smokey, and Smokey's trying his best not to look at you right now.
Smokey or Victor?
Victor, sorry.
Grand.
Yeah, I lean over and look over at Victor and I'm like, yes, he had begun the trek with us, but no less important, he had, of course, ensured that the townsfolk had managed to get their dead back from this horrible case.
Indeed. I am curious, why did you let someone walk away with this arcane stone?
Why, they had relative claims to its ownership, and frankly, I saw no reason to take it for ourselves.
Claims.
That would just be improprietary.
You do understand, my dear feathered friend, that an arcane stone originates from a dragon's treasure when one of our great worms passed away. So anyone in possession of an arcane stone without the proper blessings of the brood that procured it, it is theft of the highest order, and you let some individual walk away with it.
Well, might that be the case? I do apologize, Matron Durrell, but as your friend here has so studiously pointed out, I am no high-born individual. I was not aware.
Indeed. And you, my dear, why would you let something so precious slip between your fingers?
Once,
For myself?
something, kind of along the same lines as what Rook was saying. I did not know of what it truly was. He spoke of it as if it were his own. So I thought preventing him from having it would be stealing it from its rightful owner. If I had known what a great, horrible thing he had done, I would have, of course, tried my best to stop him.
And I don't need to ask you, Blue One. Brains certainly does not seem to reside in your party. I'm assuming most of your successes are from brute strength.
I have you know, madam, I am incredibly intelligent. And I slammed
He is
down
an excellent smith.
Indeed.
Quite talented.
Well, perhaps you'll be able to share with us some of your intellectual insights. Why did you
say this sarcastically?
Nope, she seems to be going, why did you let the arcane stone slip from your grasp?
At the time, the gentleman in question seemed rather legitimate in his claim. I had no reason to argue with him. He seemed also to be on a mission of justice and revenge, which I'm totally for, by the way. That and I don't really covet power, so the gem didn't interest me.
I might note that he did have a very distinctive
Is
accent.
that true?
Or me, specifically?
Does Varkish not covet power?
I don't covet power in that regard.
Okay.
Though my bloom nature might later on indicate otherwise.
What?
But she does not.
I'm secretly evil.
Actually worships Tiamat, not Bahamut, but
I am
we're so
correct.
similar.
So then, you adventurers might perhaps have just gotten lucky then. Not very skilled or well prepared for your journeys. You just stumbled and got lucky.
Matron Durell, I do not mean to paint us a picture of imbeciles. No, we were quite capable of acquiring that Archon stone, but to our knowledge, this man had the rightful claims, and
she leans in.
We let him go.
Truly, my dear little Kenku, could you perhaps indulge me? I would be so grateful to see your skills in action. Yours and your friends, of course.
Yeah. If you so desire, what would you have us do?
Oh, great.
Perhaps a test with our own champions to see who has the better.
Do we have our weaponry and equipment with us at the moment?
Are we doing a ballroom duel now? No. Is this happening?
Why, Matron Durell, I would be happy to, but I don't have any of my equipment with me at the moment.
She smiles.
What might you have in mind?
I believe that this would be something for the next day. I wouldn't wish to spoil our good evening with something as low as fighting in my halls.
But of course, I would be happy to partake in this. I think our old friend Victor should prove an interesting challenge.
Yes, he has informed me of your skills, and I do believe that our champions will be quite fitting at making sure they prove themselves better than you.
Ooh, I have a question for you, Big Mama.
Don't call her Big Mama.
She kind of squints her eyes a little bit, but just looks at you.
It's very disrespectful. Don't call her that.
Well, she's the big mother boss.
Just don't call her that. Nope.
What? She can't. Oh, wait, she can hear me. She's right there. My lady, I do have a question. It's quite a pressing one. And seeing as you are a very powerful ruling female, I would like to know if you have by chance heard of a marauding band of psychopaths wielding sharp, pointy things, doing very nasty things. And if you know anything, as payment, I will give you something in return.
your entire thing just kind of makes her kind of curious, and she's not sure how to take it, and goes, I'm afraid you'll have to be more specific than pointy things.
A band of barbarians wielding swords, axe, knives, shields, spears, halberds, anything of generally rather high quality, I might add, as a matter of fact.
No.
Doing nothing?
No barbarians would dare come to Almiel.
No, but from your extensive reach.
My reach only stays here in the city. I am focused entirely on the welfare of the broods here.
Oh, that's a shame. Because, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. And I placed the fox that I made on the table.
She just looks at it. It's a beautiful little trinket, darling, but I don't necessarily care for mundane. Right, as you say that, the creature does come to life, and she stops as she looks at you and looks at it for a second. You do see that as it kind of begins its own little chirpy chime and kind of moves about and goes in its own little kind of nature. She's
Well, I said he was something of an accomplished smith. That is his work entirely.
I do believe you called me stupid, or at least implied it.
As this is happening, you do notice that other people at the tables have stopped their talking, and the hall is getting quieter.
Oh.
It's deathly silent, as all you hear is this slight ching-ding noise, this kind of little chiming, rhyming kind of little music harmony that comes from this animated piece. And you do see that she is looking at it and looking back at Varkesh. Where did you acquire this?
Oh, I acquired it with these powerfully mighty stupid fingers.
Matron Terrell, as I said, he made them. I think he has another set, Pegasus and your character.
Yeah, I don't have him with me, sadly, back in my room, but he is quite impressive. He can fly.
Very impressive. She kind of says, do you mind if I, as she reaches over towards it.
I really want to slap her hand and go, no, but I'll probably be alive if I do. So I'll just by all means.
She reaches her hand towards it, kind of doing this version of hand touching without touching the creature, but then eventually putting it down and letting the creature crawl on her hand for a moment as she inspects it closely. Ah, you have an arcane stone in here. Who gave you this stone?
Jin was very nice enough to help us acquire.
She does look over towards Jin, and he's kind of slowly going down in his chair, very slowly, trying to not look.
No!
But she just turns and looks and goes, curious. Perhaps then you would be in the mood for a wager.
Oh, are we betting? Because Varkesh is terrible at gambling.
How about
What would you have in mind?
How about you put this little thing up? And if my champions win, we get your little fox.
And then what? Well, what's the incentive here?
What do we get if we win?
If you, by far, if you did win, well,
When we win.
you can have one favor from House Durrell to use as you see fit within my power.
Group huddle. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, group huddle.
So,
This is not appropriate behavior for a dinner. I think this is definitely something we should do either way.
I mean, I think the little trinket I've made has just granted us a potential favor, which could be really useful.
So we're in agreement, then we will do this.
I mean, is everyone else agreeing? I'm not saying yes to it.
Yeah, no, I say we
Yes,
do it.
okay. So I sit back and say, that would be agreeable, Matron Durrell.
Marvelous. Now, of course, to go over some of the rules of the engagement. We will not, of course, be indulging in such barbaric things as killing.
Shit. I mean, that's appropriate.
And we will, of course, be matching your strengths and wits with those of our own champions, so to keep the fairness of the event, no magical items will be used. You will have mundane weapons provided, blunted, of course, to provide less damage so we do not risk the chance of someone dying. And, of course, victory goes to whoever either successfully subdues the opponent or they can no longer continue. Does this seem fine to you?
I shout down at the table to Jin. Hey, Jin!
Jin is kind of still getting lower in his seat, looking down.
Jin! Over here, it's Varkesh, your favorite.
Varkesh,
Yes.
we can...
Yes, Varkesh.
We may have done something stupid. Or, correction, may have done something stupid.
You see him mutter something under his breath.
Varkesh, we can cover this later in private. Matron Durrell, I think that is entirely fair. My only concern is, as I said, Valindra's especially more of an arcane persuasion. How will we prevent her magics from doing irreparable damage?
Any force of magic can be tempered or controlled with those skilled enough to wield it well. Are you skilled in wielding your magics, dear, to prevent lethal damage?
When they can hit, maybe.
And now what, Scott?
Sorry, I really couldn't resist. Oh, that was a beautiful piece of ammunition. I'm terribly sorry.
Yes, I am quite skilled in the magics that I...
Excellent, then. There should be no problem. But of course, we will always provide, in case of emergency, those with the skills to heal and mend wounds that might prove to be life-threatening. But of course, as long as you try to not outright kill each other, I see there'll be no problems. So then, would tomorrow at noon be fine?
Are those crab cakes? I mean, yeah.
Yes.
No, those are not
Wait.
crab.
Oh, what are they?
That is a cactus puff pastry with a bit of jam in the center.
Are you barbarians?
Sounds like it sounds pretty good. I'm slapping
She kind of does a little eyebrow. We tend to not eat creatures if we can avoid it.
What's the fun in that?
Varkesh,
Yes.
stop
Stop
criticizing the eating habits of dragons. Please.
She says with the most gentlest tone ever. Hey, darling, please stop criticizing my dragons eat.
He comes from a land of different traditions. I do apologize again for his ignorance towards your establishment.
I think we've grown accustomed to this individual's outbursts.
Vegetarians are miserable.
And of course, when one hears the yapping of dogs, one doesn't pay much mind to what they're saying. We just choose to let it go by.
Dogs
as
are
nothing
delicious.
but inconsequential background noise.
All the same, I shall be looking forward to this contest tomorrow. It was at noon, and whereabouts might we be meeting?
We shall be convening where you had presented your treasures, at the Grand Grove in the center of the district. We shall have preparations made for the arena before you arrive, of course.
Excellent. We will be there, and we will be sure to be ready to put on a good show.
Could I have that back, please?
Oh yes, of course, as she puts it down on the table and lets it scurry over towards you.
I pick him up and go, you can stay with her tonight, because you're never going to actually belong to her. And I give him back.
She kind of arches an eyebrow. Well, bold and blue, aren't we? As she takes it.
More than you know.
Well then, by all means, I look forward to seeing what you can do against our own champions. As she turns to look at the three that are sitting there, many of them are propping themselves up and kind of trying to, show to impress. Victor's the only one who's keeping quiet, or at least trying his best not to be overly up top about it.
He pushed out.
But yeah, as she does lean back, the conversation kind of continues with the rest of the tables, as a majority of the dinner has been served and conversation has eventually come to a close. You do see that she stands up slowly as everyone else stands, and you are kind of expected to stand with.
I do so.
I do as well.
And as you all rise, she just looks at everyone. We have been honored with new champions of House TL, wishing to prove themselves with our own champions of House Durrell, as she looks to hers on the left. And, of course, may the greater of the two prevail. As she kind of takes a quick step back, pushes her chair away, and turns to walk out.
I just secretly go, woo, go Team Varkash, we know you're going to win.
I'm heading straight for Victor.
Okay. As you get out of your chair, many of them do seem to kind of make their way to leave, but you kind of move your way to Victor. As Victor sees you coming, he's just like, oh, shit! And but you just kind of easily can block him off. And you see the three champions are standing together, Victor with the other two, as they all look at you for a moment.
I'll approach with her.
Hi. As he kind of smiles and waves.
It seems like you're kind of trying to avoid us here.
Avoid you? No, perish the thought. I'm just...
That's interesting, because I specifically saw you ducking between people's legs earlier when I was looking around the party.
That's just how I normally need to walk. It's small. I, go between things.
Also,
Well, that's also interesting, because I seem to recall us carrying you a variety of places.
we did do that. Remember, I carried you a long time. My arms were super sore.
I don't know what you're talking about. And as you do see that, you do see the man with the big bushy kind of mustache just kind of goes, "Ha! You carried him, did you? Ah, that's brilliant. I love it."
Yes,
yeah, this little rascal here.
I brought her hand. Who are you? Holding
nice
out a
to
hand.
meet you. As he shakes your hand, he's doing it very firmly. He goes, "It's a pleasure. I am Baron Basilbush."
It's a pleasure, Baron Basilbush.
Right.
And the third?
As you look to him, he just kind of is just scowling still. He goes, "Ulrich."
Pleasure, Ulrich. Though you don't seem to be very pleased to meet me.
As he kind of just keeps his frown, you see Basil moves and goes, "Oh, don't mind him. He's a bit of a silent, stoic type. He lets me do most of the talking. It's nice to meet you all, and you must be Valindra, if I remember. That's the name."
Yes, that's right.
Great.
I'm sure Victor has told you all kinds of stories. It's so nice to meet you.
He's told us a bit, yes. And this, of course, is the famous Varkesh.
I just walk up behind the group, holding a big palm full of hors d'oeuvres, stuff in my face, going, "So who are these idiots?"
Oh, no, Barkesh. We're not calling people idiots, not calling people dicks, not calling people asses. We're just...
Well, this is Baron Basilbush. This is Ulrich, and you remember Victor.
Victor is keeping his eyes
They're
averted.
the champions of House Durrell.
Ah, Victor, seems like you've downgraded.
And he kind of just looks up at you and goes, tries not to, go for the bait.
Oh, please, we don't know them. I mean, they've risen quite high in the ranks to be champions of House Durrell.
Well, they'll soon feel stupid when we kick their ass tomorrow.
I look forward to seeing you try. It's going to be an interesting match. I've seen you are at least a caster, and you, of course, are a sneaky little bastard, and you just like to throw people.
Well, it seems you have a bit of an unfair advantage here.
Caesar, you see my
What might
resume.
your skills be?
Well, I think you'll have to wait until you see me in action tomorrow. It should be fun. Oh, my.
I'd like to look him over for anything that might indicate as to what his talents are. Yeah.
You
He
look
has
him.
none.
You
I
look
have
him
one.
up and down. He is dressed in just formal, nice, fine clothing. There's no weapon, no sigil, no nothing.
Does he look
Make
fit,
a religion
particularly
check for me.
strong or lithe or anything like that?
Well, he looks light. He's a very thin gentleman, probably about, you could guess, anywhere from 185 to 200 pounds, maybe. Not much muscle, lots of bush on his mustache, but that's about it.
And I got an 11 on their religion.
I can relate.
11 on the... Okay, you do see that there is a symbol, a very faint kind of like etched one into his little kerchief that's right there. A very small, kind of like a corner lettering. Very hard to tell exactly what it might be representing, but you think it might be some kind of symbol? Some sort?
Okay. Interesting symbol you have there.
He kind of looks and goes, "Oh, thank you for noticing."
Yeah,
I keep it
notice
close
your
to my
friends
heart.
don't carry it with you.
Do I recognize the iconography? Is that the right word?
Yeah, you can make a religion check. The symbol. Ooh,
Ooh.
not bad, not bad.
You being all holier than thou.
So yes, you do recognize this symbol specifically, and I need to get the names because I didn't expect anyone to roll a 20.
Nobody expected
it's
to throw a
Kayla.
20.
Nobody expects it.
Kayla. She always rolls a 20 when she needs a 20.
I mean, I was expecting failure from Kayla. You know, it's not.
I mean,
Savage. Also, technically, she rolled 16 and just had a +4 modifier. Just saying.
that's still pretty good, though.
To
Given
reach
It is,
my
it is.
track record.
That's still pretty good.
Still pretty good, y'all.
Okay.
She knows all the secrets.
All right. Okay. So you recognize this. This is a symbol that is one half of a whole. It's kind of a yin and yang. It's basically, you know, the second half belongs to one specific goddess, and that is Selena.
Selena. And which one is Selena again?
She is one of the twins from the Twin Lights. Aluna
Right.
is her sister, also called Aluna the Glowing, and Selena is Selena the Soft. She is particularly known for the moon or soft light. Sometimes she involves herself with kind of a... okay, with a twin. You would know that she specializes in the morning, the mist, the time between night and day, where things are veiled between stretching and where reality can be warped or illusion can come to reality. It's kind of that weird, like, surreal sense that she brings.
Okay. Okay.
But you do see that as you kind of inspect it and recognize it, he does look at all of you and goes, "I do hope that perhaps that when we encounter one another on the battlefield, you won't hold it against us if we kick your ass." As he smiles. It's mostly mustache, but he is smiling.
As long as you keep to the same conduct.
I enjoy a good challenge, though I don't think you'll prove to be much. He does smile a little bit. Goes, "Though I think perhaps you should probably get some rest. You look like you could use it, actually." As he looks at you, Rook, he kind of is peering at you for a moment. "You don't look too well at all. You should probably see someone about that." As he leans back a bit.
I'm gonna
One of my fourth eyes kind of opens up a little bit at this point as I look over to him, kind of the equivalent of raising an eyebrow. I'm like, I feel fine.
He kind of goes, "The fourth eye." Yeah.
Does Rook look okay?
From as far as you could tell, he looked great when you checked on him.
Yeah, he's totally fine.
I mean, but yeah, you can. If you want to give him a little bit more of an inspection, you can make another medicine check. Last time you rolled a 3, so.
I am 100% puffing my chest out, trying to look perfectly fucking fine.
Okay. God damn it!
For
I mean, he's puffing up, but yeah, no, he looks fine.
In retaliation, I throw one of the puff pastry hors d'oeuvres at Victor's head. Nah.
You do see him just gonna. He catches it. And he goes,
Anywho,
Eats it.
you do.
You
speak
look
the
hungry.
word. You speak the truth. We could use some rest before our spat tomorrow. I'll be looking forward to the challenge.
as do we three, as he kind of puts them all under his shoulder. You can see he's kind of like the happy, jovial one. Victor is just trying his best not to keep any eye contact on any of you, and then the other one's just staring, cold, hard, flat stare at each of you, analyzing, inspecting.
I'm just staring at Victor.
But you do see that eventually he kind of begins to turn them and goes, perhaps you have a good night now. Good night. Thanks for coming. As he waves and kind of walks them away.
I guess we'll leave.
You do
Go
see that
with
Jin
the
is
rest.
close behind you with Lulu, and Jin just kind of goes, right, what was that earlier? Did you just bet away your precious gem thing? She took it. She took it.
The fox? Yes.
We're gonna get it back tomorrow, though.
I hope you do. That would have been mighty fine to give to my matron. I can't believe you gave it over to Dorel.
Oh, there's more.
Well, there's a wager involved. When we defeat her champion in combat tomorrow, we'll get it back. Plus a favor from House Durell.
Right, when you defeat them. Right, great. No chance of you losing that there, is there? Great. Just
No,
perfect.
not really.
Well, fine. I guess we better get you rested up for tomorrow, then. You'll be having to do your best to get that back. As he kind of walks forward, he's a little pouty. You can see he's kind of muttering to himself a little bit about stupidity and Dragonborn, and it's just a mixture.
I just looked down to Valindra and put both hands on her shoulders and go, Valindra, we need you to be on the top of your game tomorrow. We can't afford you missing 95% of the time.
Try to keep it down to 70.
Can you
Maybe
do
75.
Rakesh, are you volunteering to be my practice target for tonight? Because that sure is what it sounds like.
Are you hitting on me? I mean,
I'm-
you would be if you were hitting me with spells, but still. Knowing that I've got her right there, I'm just going to smirk and walk off.
As you turn and walk away, you all do leave the nice, beautiful mansion as you head back towards Jin Establishment to take a long rest, to recover, recoup, and get yourselves ready for at high noon the battle
High noon.
ensues.
Really?
And before we go to the next day, we will use this chance to take a break so every one of the players can get up, stretch, get what they need, drinks, bathroom breaks, whatever you have, and
Oh,
then
my neck.
we'll reconvene when you all are done.
Bye, Charlie.
If Kayla, if you keep missing in this upcoming fight, I'm never going to let you live it down.
You already don't let her live it down.
I mean, that's true. So what's gonna change, really?
It'll be more frequent.
And I will be staying here, of course, in the meantime, to keep our lovely viewers company. And yes, we brought back the cat.
Ah, Victor!
Just so we can beat the living shit out of him.
I mean, I hope you can. He is a monk, and you do know what Victor can do.
You know what? Monks are junk. Nah, that's
We'll
my
bring
diss
him
for the
down
day.
to 8 lives.
We'll bring him up to our level. That's it. That's all I've got.
Mm-hmm. But yes, let's see. So we've got that. And are you going to be heading outside, or are you staying there?
I heard outside just like this.
Okay.
I'll be a gentleman.
I just didn't know if you were staying with me or if you were leaving. Whatever you need to do. But let's see. I can read the chat here. It says, which does stink, but hey, what can you do? Thing. We should probably make ourselves a break timer, probably yes, so that I could also do a break with them, because at the moment I am just bound to the seat to make sure to not leave it as a dead space where people just look and go, where the hell is everybody? Strategize. Well, too late. Kayla's back.
No, go ahead. Strategize. God.
Yeah. So sad. But I think we can do Victor justice for what Victor can do. I should have some time afterwards to try and go do some more of the workups, get the channel a little bit extra stuff onto it, more pizzazz, all that. All that.
I got Eldritch Blast for days, Kyle. I'll knock you right out of the sky.
Well, he's not going to be flying because there are no magic items.
Oh, that's right!
And that means no staff. Or Rod of the Fat Keeper.
Well, Eldritch Blast, it just means I have two spells instead of 3.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Kyle, how dare you? So rude. You should be worried about my shitty rolls.
I mean, this is
because Rex is gonna help me out, right, buddy?
This will be the time to prove him wrong, right? Just suddenly everything he rolls in at 20.
I hope so.
Be the star.
Please. I would love to be the MVP for this fight.
You didn't do too bad on the Copper Dragon fight. I remember you doing pretty good damage there.
Yeah, but you were making my rolls for half.
That was the details, yeah, but I wasn't going to mention.
That was down.
But, I mean, you just need a lot of investigation checks. That's what you need.
Yeah, that's what I need. Can I just investigate them to death? My God. I don't want to fight Victor.
He's not so tough. He's a tiny kitty, right? Tiny kitty.
He's so cute.
He's a half gnome, half tabaxi, so yeah.
Yeah. He's just a little guy.
Yeah. What harm can a little fluffball do?
Exactly. It's like he pulls like the Puss in Boots move, though. He's like, look, see with his big eyes.
Yes, exactly.
Like, oh,
you'll be facing something like that, and it'll be like.
And then Varkesh comes running like a freight train out from the sign, just punts him across the building.
No. Yeah, Victor still owes me 15 gold. Because whenever we took that original contract, he was like, no, I don't want any of the money. And then he left us and he took 15 gold, the little shit. So yep. I'm going to take 15 gold back from him whenever we take his ass.
Get it back. Take it back.
Oh, I have a plan.
Ooh.
A Valindra plan.
Has a plan.
I do have a plan.
I have a cunning plan, my lord.
Yes. My plan will probably not work though, but probably.
Yeah, because you'll miss.
Nix the plan.
I mean, I'm curious to see what spells you're going to pick. What 2 spells will we have?
Yeah.
Against enemies you have no idea except for what 1 does.
Huh?
Well, you know what 1 will do. You know what 1 has for skills, but the other 2... The other 2, one's a stoic and one's a happy.
Yeah.
1 is comedy, 1 is tragedy.
And the one, he was wearing like a Selena pin, so I'm guessing he's some type of godly poison.
Poison?
Either a cleric or a friend.
Bring the Victor pain.
Bring the Victor pain.
So Victor wants pain on it.
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna have to. We'll get that 15 gold back, even if we have to shake you upside down by your little paws.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be risky. I'm gonna try it.
I'm curious to see how well you'll do, yeah.
Jeez, it better be like a really nice litter box if you spent 15 gold on it. Ew. A bag of holding just full of shit? No. That's awful.
It's filled with sand, though, too.
So can we take this time to technically long rest and sort our spells out?
Yeah, this is your time to do that.
Okay.
For the Warlock, there's not much spell sorting going on, so this is mostly your thing. But yes, by all means, use this time to get yourself ready.
I want to know what happened with Wreck. I waited a week. I stressed for a week, and I still don't have any answers.
I know, your medicine checks were just so bad.
Oh, fuck.
You went from a 2 to a 3.
Jesus. I just want to know. I'm so, like, the amount of times a roll has prevented me from learning something that's, like, relevant to my character is so high across all the D&D games I've ever played. It makes me so angry. The dice hate me.
I mean, it's just, this is the one thing you know. There are about a few other things that you've not known that you've been doing.
That's what you said, which really stresses me out.
I can tell you they're not necessarily directly harmful.
Oh god, that makes it worse! Oh my god. And what was the 40-10 for?
We'll find out this morning.
You're gonna give her a cornery, you really are.
Cody, get back here so your father gets some answers!
I mean, yeah, you're hanged. Cody's the one who's keeping you hung up on knowing what is going to happen next.
I know, he's the fucking worst!
You have all your spells ready, cleric?
Oh my god, there he is! There he is! This is it! Okay, let's go!
I'm a figment of your imagination, I'm not real.
Shut up, Figment, let's go, let's do this!
Shut up, Figment!
I don't know, Victor won't hold back. He's got a reputation to keep, so...
I hope he doesn't.
So, you all enjoy a long rest. Gathering yourselves, getting yourselves ready for the fight, making sure that you are going to put your magical objects in the possession of someone who you trust, Lulu or Jin, either one you can give. But you do disarm yourselves of all your magical goods. Rook, your cloak comes off. Valindra, you hand your rod. Varkesh, your bag of holding, and your little...
actually like to hide my rod in my room
Oh, in your room? Sure.
Yeah, I don't want to give that to either of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide
I
it.
will take my knives, though.
They are mundane.
I give my cloak over to Lulu.
Okay, for safekeeping. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Any other magical items, including the finger bone? Are you hiding that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you hide the finger bone.
You're gonna give Victor no opportunity, are you?
But you go ahead and
die.
you get that tucked away. And Varkesh, you obviously get rid of. Well, you either choose to put into the safety of Lulu or Jin your animated objects, or well, sorry, that's only there's only one, which is what Valindra has. So yeah, Valindra, do you want to hide that one or
Hide which one would now?
your Pegasus?
Get back.
Oh, no, I don't want to take my Pegasus into the fight. I don't want him to break.
Yep. Was it? You gonna put him in the room? Hide him in the room?
He is going to guard my staff.
Okay. So you bring him to life with the magic word, and you tell him guard.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide him under my bed and say guard.
Okay. And so yeah, all of you do remove your magical items from your persons, and you make your way at around noon towards the Garden Grove. As you head towards there, you can see that there is a gathering crowd around this arena. You can see now that there are dragons, copper and brass, and humanoids all alike scattered around, taking whatever seats they can to get a good view of the show. And as you get to the center, you notice that this time it is actually marked. You can see etched on the ground around the whole middle looks to be a blue line of runes. And you feel that as you step over them, you feel that kind of pushing through thick air. It's like you actually have to force yourself to go through, but you do eventually push through, and you get the sense that there is a barrier perimeter around them. And as you get to that one, you see Jin stops at the edge, and he looks at you as you all kind of stop and turn to see him just standing there going, "All right, best of luck to you. Now, just remember, don't lose. For our sakes and yours, please, don't lose."
Watch, this is going to be a catastrophe.
But you do make your way up a set of stairs towards this opening. You can see across from you the three champions of House Durrell, all looking across at you and smiling. You can see that Basil is waving. Victor is just kind of... looks like he's doing stretches. He's trying to like get himself loose and limber as he's doing these. You can see that Ulrich is completely decked in what appears to be plate metal, and what appears to be at least a weapon sheathed onto his side and a few sheaths here and there around him, but it's hard to tell what his favorite weapon is. He's got like an assortment of them.
Gunfighter.
And you can and you can see that of course Basil is his attire is interesting. It's kind of a mixture of colorful patchwork and display and a bit of frivolity to it. It's kind of like a jester's outfit, a little bit more of a fool. But
I look to Valindra and Varkesh. Basil first.
But as you are inspecting and you see them
Victor,
looking across at you, you do see a person, the humanoid, coming towards the middle and looking at either side. Goes, "Stay where you are at opposite ends of the circle, please." As you kind of each stay, and goes, "Each party will be granted 1 round to cast anything necessary to prepare for this event. And after that, we shall begin on the count. Are you ready?" As they look to the Dorel champions, they all nod. They seem to kind of get a ready position as Victor kind of looks like he's got himself in there. A sword is drawn from Ulrich. And then they look to you. "Champions of TL, are you ready?"
And
"Preliminary castings may begin now. This is your time if you wish to cast any buffs on yourself."
Nope.
I'd just like to load a paralytic bolt into my crossbow.
Okay. Yeah, but this is if you want to cast Bless, Heroism, anything like that, or whatnot. This is
I
your
will
time.
take all my 10 daggers, though, and hold them ready.
Okay. You could... Alright, that's fine. But yeah, since...
I know what you're doing.
No casting Beacon of Hope or
Oh, I
anything.
like it.
You can cast that spell if you want to. You're allowed to cast one thing. This is basically your prep time.
Well, are we
Do
on a
it.
combat? Are we on a combat map?
Oh, I'll be pulling you there now, but this is just saying, like, anything else,
Uh,
let's go.
Just very quickly. Is there any cover behind me? Seeing as I can't see.
There's no cover anywhere.
Okay, then screw it. Then
That's
I'm
just
going
unfair to me.
I'm just going to throw the daggers out and just go. It comes naturally to me what rogues always attempt to aspire to. I'm an edgelord, and I snap my fingers and I animate all my 10 daggers to just levitate around me.
Okay. So,
I am putting Winnie
Wait,
into
what did
existence,
it say?
and he's going to be like on the edge
right.
of, like within 100 feet of me, but he's going to be on the edge to
Okay.
like not get
Keeping
hit.
Winnie out of the circle, that's fine. So yeah, your preparation is sending Winnie off to the side. You begin to animate your daggers, and as you begin to animate, you can see on the other side a spell is also being cast on the other end. And as they all begin their pre-kickoff, we all are going to roll for initiative as I move you into the new map.
Ah!
This is exciting.
That's a lot of dragons. Please tell me we're not fighting a lot of dragons.
You're not fighting the dragons, but they are observing, and they're very curious to see what you'll do.
Oh God!
Wait, where are our tokens? Oh, there they are. My sheep was hiding it.
Oh, silly Varkesh.
5.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
But yeah. So, let's see. We've got
Okay.
Ulrich.
Damn it!
Okay.
The +0 is still going good.
And then Basil.
Okay.
Oh, is it interesting?
And there we go is Victor. Alright.
Oh, just to clarify, what I've done, I've thrown my daggers as far as I can throw them, and then I cast the spell.
Yeah. So they're not on your person.
No.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because it says that they can't be on you, but that's okay. They don't need to.
So, how far would you say I've thrown them? I mean, they're just daggers.
Oh, I mean, they were just been like you threw them at your feet before you threw the spell up.
No, I meant I threw them away so that they would have distance when they animate.
Max range of daggers is 60, I believe.
Well, no, but it's that you're throwing all 10 basically, so it's not like it's a throw. He's just kind of doing a toss. They
Yeah.
toss about 5 feet in front of you.
Okay, that was not what I was hoping for, but okay, I'll take that.
That's fine. I mean, they move pretty fast and far. All right, and then the last initiative order is so hard to do because I can't see it. Why can't I add you to the initiative? For some reason, it's not letting me add him to initiative.
Who?
Well, he's happy the initiative is 18.
The other guy, because it just says edit. Let me try and move around. Nope, it just says edit.
I want to turn Victor into
I'll do a 10, so we'll do him, and I'll just do this as 18. So we'll just use the same token twice. That's alright. Okay.
Oh, are you going to token for my daggers?
No, you don't have to worry about those. They just they move about where you want them on the field.
Well, just use my spirit weapon token as...
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, because there's 10. There's quite a few tokens. All right. So let's get this in descending order. Okay, and we'll go ahead and we'll just add the 10 tokens in there. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Will you be controlling them on my behalf?
Yes.
Thank you. Because I'm lazy.
Alright, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Holy Benoli! Okay. Alright. Now, of course, I'm trying this music out to see if it works. So those in the Twitch chat, do let me know in case this is too loud still. as you fling them out real quick. You notice that in the beginning, what happens is on the other side, the gesturing kind of Basil begins to kind of make a motion with his hands as you see the forms of each of the three in front of you wave, alter, and completely change. And suddenly, instead of facing three noticeable champions of Durrell, you can see mirror images of Varkesh, Valindra, and Rook.
Of course.
What?
So, you now are facing your own, well, what appears to be yourselves. And as this happens, Varkesh 2 rushes straight towards Varkesh.
Bring it, me! Yeah.
You see he is going to go around to get to
There is
here.
no music.
And he's going to burn an action surge to get to you.
Uh-oh. He's me, but as a fighter. This could end badly.
So he gets around here in the back, and then he uses his... Well, his action is to make another dash. So he gets there and is ready with a weapon drawn, a sword, sheathed out as he gets ready to strike you with it.
Attack of opportunity.
No.
Daggers are their own sentient creatures.
He moved around them.
Looks like he was within 5 feet of one. Okay.
No, he should be. Well, let's double check. Let's double check. Because he was using his action just to dash and get all the way over there as quick as he could. So he went. So that was 50, 75. That makes 100, and with a dash he can go. His movement speed is 40. No, wait, that's Victor. Sorry, Victor's is 40. Okay, all right. No, okay, never mind. He can't reach you. He doesn't. Yeah, I thought he had 40 movement. That's Victor, the fucking speedy cat.
Thank fuck for that.
Victor's the one who can go what all the way across. All right. So okay. So instead, what he's going to do is he's going to move forward 30 feet, and he's going to look at Varkesh and mutter something quietly as he points his weapon forward, and you see darts come out and then move in a quick speed towards you. Varkesh, he's attacking you with magic missile.
Ah!
What a penis.
So you take 11 points of force damage as these three darts just hit you.
Okay, Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
With advantage because I'm a warcaster.
You're fine.
There you go. And how many points of damage do I take?
11.
11.
Yep.
But fuck that guy.
And now we go to Victor. Victor with 40 movement. It no longer looks like Victor. He looks like Rook.
Ooh.
And you see him
For Rook
moving, and you see him using a key point as he takes Step of the Wind to use Dash as a bonus action to get right there next to Rook as he uses his action to punch you. Two little tiny fists.
Pouch.
Let's see. So Victor is going to try and do a first punch at you, which is going to be a 22.
That'll hit, yeah.
All right, and as he does, he burns another key point and he strikes you hard, trying to get a nerve to stun you. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
He's doing the stupid monk thing. Kill him.
18.
You're fine. You're able to withstand it, but you do take 9 points unless you wish to uncanny dodge it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get it.
All right, you uncanny dodge the first one, kind of moving out of the way, making sure that that strike doesn't get you into the nerves, so you're not feeling that stun, you're just dodged out, but he quickly brings a kick around to the other side, trying to hit you on the other kidney.
My health was also set to my level 8 health. I just fixed that real quick.
Oh, that's fine, no problem.
Oh, and did you say you were playing music?
Yeah.
Don't hear it.
Oh, no, you won't hear it. It's for them.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, I know, sorry. But I'm hoping that it's okay. If it's too quiet, I can turn it up. If it's, because usually too loud's the thing. So 23 to hit, smacking you right on the side as he once more burns another key point to try and stun you. Make it
All
a
right,
Constitution saving
and
throw.
16 this time.
You're fine. I believe that is going to beat him because it's, yeah. Yeah, 8 plus his proficiency, 1, 2, 3, and his wisdom modifier, which is 2. Yeah.
Hear that, Kyle? You ain't shit.
Yeah. So, sadly, Victor tries to, but at the moment it just looks like Rook. Rook is fighting Rook. Rook is just popping him, and you see that he's getting in close combat with you and starting to circle you around and trying to, like, get a dazed motion to make it look like it's blurring between you and him and you.
The chat says they do not hear your music.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and turn it up a bit. Valindra.
Okay. So, because I have not attacked Victor, I think I can cast Suggestion on him. Is that right?
Well, what do you want to suggest?
I'm going to say, I suggest you join our side for this fight. Because it lasts for 8 hours. So I'm going to try to get him to fight on our side for this entire battle.
I like it.
Okay,
Sneaky
so
bitch, a sneaky bitch.
I suggest you should fight for us.
I suggest you should fight on our
And-
side.
Okay, yeah. And make up for the 15 gold. Make you even, Stevens.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. All right. So, suggestion is a wisdom saving throw, if I believe, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
High wisdom, so.
Wisdom saving throw from Victor.
Please, please.
5.
Nice.
God, yes.
So, as you say that, you do see that
Kyle.
you say this towards mirror image Rook, and as you say that, other Rook looks at you, and these 2 Rooks are staring at you. But you see a nod.
I can't believe you pulled it off.
You see a small nod.
Fuck you. God, this is the best day of my life. I'm so excited. Okay.
Kyle is your little puppet.
Because if I remember correctly, suggestion is just he does what you suggest to the best of his ability.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
For the
Yep.
duration, and the duration, well, as long as he completes it. So yeah.
Okay, and then I will. Fuck it. I'll go ahead and burn my action surge as well. to
Okay.
Cast, Eldritch Blast at.
At yourself?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
at myself. At myself.
It looks like you. You're about to hit yourself with your own Eldritch Blast, but yeah.
This is gonna trip me out. Eldritch Blast.
Oh, that hits.
Both of them? Do both of them hit?
Oh yeah. No, wait, no. Sorry.
Okay,
Only
I
the
didn't
second
think the
one
first
hits. So sorry. Ooh, 1 damage. Nice. Not bad. Absolutely horrible, but that's okay.
Eldritch
So
Blast.
sorry. But yeah, as you kind of have this hesitation moment, you shoot out a bolt of Eldritch Blast, and this hits. You see yourself going, ah!
I don't sound like that.
But you
Just
get
shout from across the
there
arena.
there looks to be this over-performance kind of like, ow, kind of thing.
I would like to rage.
You have to take that one level in the Barbarian. That's okay. Alright.
Oh,
So, yourself just kind of going, ah, just like this panic moment of like, oh, how could you? Kind of thing. Immediately comes over towards you and looks, taking a few steps towards you as if like, kind of, there looks to be like this stupid performance of like, oh, how could you? Stumbling left and right, just moving about and going, but as they get closer, you see that yourself comes up with a wicked grin, and you see the hands make weird motions as suddenly shapes and odd patterns just go right in front of your vision. You just go weird and blinded. It's odd and just disorienting. I need all 3 of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. I'm super duper wise.
It's in.
Ooh, all right. So, okay. Rook, you're fine. The color patterns are just disorienting. Are just like, oh, what? You just kind of blink them away as these blinking lights just kind of obscure you. Varkesh and Valindra, you both begin to just stand there and get mesmerized. The patterns are dizzying and off-putting and weird, but you are now under the effect of hypnotic pattern.
Sweet.
You are charmed, incapacitated, and your speed is 0. But you are still able to hold the concentration on your spells. You just don't do anything at the moment. Rook, it's your turn.
Okay. Am I able to move through the spaces with the knives in them?
Yes, I did because the knives float. They hover, so you can kind of do a duck underneath kind of thing. You just squat down and go Naruto ninja style.
Okay. I'll take 15 feet of movement to get over here. I'd like to bonus action insightful fighting fake Valindra.
Okay.
That would be a 17.
All right.
Really rolling low.
And fake Valindra, trying to look as real as Valindra can be, makes a deception check. 22. It looks like Valindra. I mean, and you're just like, I don't know. It's like you can't see past anything. You don't know what the weakness is. It's like what Valindra's weak spots aren't. This one,
Alright, well, either way, I do have a stunning bolt loaded. I'm going to go ahead and fire it at her.
Okay.
17 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Sweet. So that's going to be 6 points of piercing damage, and he has to make a DC 15 Constitution save.
All right, DC Constitution save. And he will also have to. You do your damage. Oh yeah, no sneak, sadly. So all right.
Yeah, no sneak this time. I didn't
He
get.
does have to make a con save for his concentration spell on hypnotic pattern. So first one's going to be for the stun. You said DC 15.
Yes.
He is fine.
Fucker.
The stun doesn't phase him, but can he hold his spell? Yes, he can! Holy crap! Okay, no, he is fine! Basil is just... He's not phased by it. This little... He's just pooping it away. It doesn't seem to affect him at all.
Man, fuck this guy.
You just look at it and go, stupid, that was a dud. You blame the bolt. Dud bolt.
I'm going to go ahead and take my last 15 feet of movement here to move, to spread out over this way and end turn.
Alright, Varkesh, at the moment, you're just kind of dazed. Until
Story of my
something
life.
arouses you, you're kind of...
Arouses me?
Yeah.
It's a bit inappropriate given the current situation.
But as that happens, and you can see that this effect is affecting you and Valindra, the target of other Varkesh just turns and goes towards Rook instead.
No.
And as he moves towards Rook... Let's see, I need... Oh yeah, you know, as he moves towards Rook, you suddenly see him move, and as he does, he just phases out of existence, and suddenly reappears behind you. As he misty steps across the battlefield to the other side, and you see him bring his sword up as he strikes down twice at you. Let me see. Oh, I forgot to put a sword in. So we're going to
Too late.
use...
You didn't put it in there, for he doesn't get anything.
Well, at the moment it says Warhammer, so it's we'll change the damage, but I'll use its roll for its to see if it hits. 19 actually. Sorry.
Okay.
19
that'll hit, yeah.
All right. So for a long sword with two hands, it's 1d8, I believe.
No, it's 1d10 two-handed.
Oh, 1d10. All right.
Shut up, Cody.
Well, I mean, actually, the Warhammer has it at 1d8, so yeah.
The 1d8 one-handed, 1d10 two-handed. So
You know, just to make it easier, we'll just say he uses one hand. He's gonna one-hand strike you.
Oh, that's sweet.
So that is 8 slashing though. But yeah. Do you wish to uncanny or take it?
Well, in this case, I will take it.
All right, and then the second one comes down real quick, trying to strike at you again. 18.
That'll hit.
All right, you take another 6.
Oh, uncanny that, and only take 3.
Okay. But you do get kind of cornered, and it's odd because what you see before you is Varkesh coming at you, looming at you, as suddenly it's like he brings his hand up and a slashing sensation comes across you.
Foreshadowing.
It's weird. It's kind of this odd, disoriented effect of an illusion that's blocking your senses of what truly is there.
Man, I just don't know if I can take this. First, Valindra kills me, and then Varkesh is attacking me with the sword he doesn't even normally carry. And...
All right. You see Victor looking around and then going around Varkesh straight towards his buddy. Sorry, did you say something?
Yeah, I was about to say, if he saw that we were under the effects of a spell and he was actually ordered by Valinda to actually assist us and fight alongside us, wouldn't he then have tried to wake one of us up? Namely, the one who's running a very large spell
sadly,
slot.
the words were fight alongside us, so he's going to fight. So Victor goes, and Victor tries to punch at the guy he was a champion ally with.
Shit.
So let's see, can he hit? Unarmed strike, 20. Yeah, that'll hit. So he'll do 5 damage. Not bad. And then he'll do another unarmed strike. No. Miss. Sadly, it tinks on some armor, not really hitting anything, but then his bonus action, third attack, strikes on him. Another armor slap. Ding! Ow, you can see he's just shaking his hand. It's rook on rook. Oh, sorry, rook versus... Two rooks versus Varkesh. 2 rooks are fighting Varkesh at the moment. It looks really weird, but they're going at it.
Some reason rooting for that Varkesh, but deep down I know I shouldn't.
Valinda, I believe at the end of your turn, I think you get to re-roll for the saving throw on that one, Varkesh and Valinda. Let me double check. Because you both passed your turn from that, but you might have re-rolled to see if you broke the hypnotic pattern.
Oh, that fucking oogly fandoogler with his fucking rainbow magic's gonna get fucking pin cushioned, I swear to God.
Oh, no. You are just charmed for the duration until someone uses an action to move you. For 1 minute, you are just...
Fantastic.
Fucking A. Okay.
Yeah, so sadly, Kayla is Droolville right now.
Can Winnie come, like, bite my ankle or something?
I mean, sadly, you have to tell Winnie what to do, and right now you're just kind of in a trippy, like, whoa.
Everyone except Todd had eventually Alex gathered up. This is not looking good.
But yeah,
With this fucker rolling 2 natural 20s to avoid my stun.
So, let's see. Sadly, the thing went to a new playlist, so I had to quickly pause that. But yes, this one, he's going to now look towards other rook fighting, and he's going, what the hell? Just kind of looking and saying, what the fuck is going on?
Who is who? Who is who?
Sadly, the goal, their plan is a little off right now. So he's going to try and make an investigation check to see if he can tell which one is which. At the moment, he can't tell.
God, fuck
so he's going to try. He's going to make a 50-50 guess. So he'll roll a d20. The top 20 is going to go for 1 and 10 will go for natural rook. 11 and 20 is going to go for Victor rook. He goes for natural rook. All right.
Damn it!
So, focusing on just going, I'm pretty darn sure it's you. He's just like, I think it's you. And what he does is he brings his hands up, and you see him twist them around.
Not again.
And snap out what appears to be a sudden of radiant energy. I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. It's gonna be...
Ooh. Oh, you're fine.
29?
You're fine. It's odd, though. You notice that suddenly this radiant aura just swipes across you, and you just move out of the way. No problem, but you're just not sure where that came from. You would assume Varkesh would be the only one who would have that kind of stuff, but it's weird. And it's your turn.
Alright, so I'm gonna bonus action disengage from this set here.
Okay.
Run up to your boy over here and stab him.
Okay. As you go ahead.
24 to hit.
Oh yeah, 24 hits.
7 piercing.
All right, 7 piercing. He makes he makes a Constitution saving throw to see if he can keep the spell. He does not. Suddenly, the the weird patterns that just captured your gaze pop out of existence, and you both just kind of come back to what the hell's going on.
Lucky.
Goal achieved.
Oh my god, you were so fucking lucky. Oh my lord.
Oh wow. All right. Yeah, you definitely did it. It is any bonus action you wish to do?
The bonus action was a disengage.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's the end of turn.
Varkesh.
I am going to move all 10 of my lovely daggers right over towards where that caster is and perform a lovely magician's trick on him
Okay.
called stab the shit out of him till he dies.
All right. So go ahead and roll 10 d20s, and you add plus. You can just roll the 10 d20s, but you just add +4 to it for the hit.
10, shit, the numbers.
Just roll 10d20. It'll show us all the individual rolls you can add.
What plus is it? What's the modifier additional for the daggers?
4 +4 to hit. All right, so 1 miss, 2 miss, 3 miss, 4 miss, 5. Okay, only 5 miss, but 5 hit.
Not bad.
But the good.
Okay.
But yeah, so for the 5 that hit, that is 5d4 plus 10.
5d4 juice 10. 23.
Ooh, nice. All right, you send your daggers around and just kind of they hover up and over the place. Now, I mean, for the most part, they swirl around and get everywhere up and high in the air. So it's just not just So imagine them not just kind of like going around him like that. Those two on the outer edges are kind of above the others. They're flying.
Daggers are small. They're all kind of within the same space time.
Yeah. But yeah, they're totally just going up and around, getting
the sword of Damocles with daggers.
As they kind of zip across and slice and cut him. He looks, well, slice and cut Valindra, as Valindra's like, ah! In pain as she just screams out as suddenly...
I run 30 feet in this direction and say, I'm not sorry, fake Valindra, you bitch.
Oh, okay.
Savage.
That's what you get for fucking voodooing me.
All right.
And the original Valindra.
As you say that, you can see that what looks to be other Varkesh is very confused as Rook is now attacking him, and he just immediately defends himself and counters and tries to strike at... He's assuming what looks to be other Rook, but he's not sure what the heck's going on. So he is going to try to strike him.
I love how this is backfiring on them so hard.
Let's see. All right, so he's going to make his attack.
Fucking lucky that he failed.
Oh, that misses, and the second attack absolutely misses. So Victor is good at knowing how to nimbly duck and dodge and weave, and he is having none of those strikes touching him whatsoever as he is moving around, keeping out of dodge. And you see him then once more turn and go and punch right back at Ulrich as Victor tries to strike him.
You go, buddy.
He
You
does
go,
hit,
buddy.
and he does 7 damage to Ulrich. And he is going to try and stun him. So Ulrich is going to...
I just want to say kudos to Valindra for manipulating the cat.
He's
Thank
fine.
you. What can I say? She has a way with animals.
Ulrich thought it was a long shot, but he was just going to give one try anyway. But he's going to then try
This
to
is
hit.
a bit of a catastrophe for them,
Well,
isn't it?
His other 2 strikes don't go through the
that
armor. Sadly, the other strikes are just ting, 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 ow. They don't seem to go through, and sadly, he's just not doing it.
I think Kyle wants to take over his character.
But yeah,
He's like, God damn it, you're doing it wrong.
Valindra, it's your turn.
I'm going to move. I'm going to move over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to Eldritch Blast the stupid fake Valindra.
Okay.
15 and 23.
Well, the 23 hits.
God, please, just not okay. It's
4
It's not a
damage.
one.
Not bad.
Not a
Not
one.
bad.
Okay,
Okay, good job.
Andrew, you're being asked to check your Discord messages.
My Discord messages.
bye, Kyle. Yes.
The keel.
Because he wants to not have you play his character sucky.
Oh, do you have that at this level? And I think that gets rid of let me check.
Don't have it.
I should have just continued to ignore Kyle and say, nope, you're going to suffer.
I mean, he might. I can't remember if it actually can break this. I know it can get rid of fear. Charmed or frightened? Oh, yeah.
God fucking Kyle, I had one good thing and you
Okay. So, Is this he goes actually right before he goes right before Valindra. So instead of attacking his buddy, instead just quick rewind, just he is going to instead focus, and he was brought into his means of wanting to help you, friends, the ties of knowing you from before. He felt susceptible to it, but then he realized he couldn't just live out that, and so he suddenly breaks it, turns, and sees Rook hassling, and he goes immediately towards Rook. Oopsie. He's going to dash.
That's as far as he goes. It's like chess. Once you've moved it, it stops.
No, he goes straight to Rook. And he is going to strike Rook instead. So let's go ahead and get some attacks onto Rook. All right. Rook, here's the first. 17.
That'll hit.
All right, you dodge it or take it?
No, I'll take the 4.
All right, take the 4 as he hits you from behind, goes again for a kidney shot. Make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. This is not going to go well.
Ooh, and you are stunned as you see yourself getting seized. Victor takes advantage of this, and you see him pop you again with advantage. Well, 22 hit. And you take 5 damage. And one more time as he 22 to hit.
Sorry, 22, that'll hit.
And you take another 6 damage on top as you see him doing 3 punches to the back, trying to get you to seize. Valindra, you've done your turn as you Eldritch Blast. Did you wish to do anything else? Bonus action otherwise? Okay.
Well,
Yeah?
if Victor had done that and broken, I probably would have directed my attacks on him.
Okay.
And I would have cast Hex as a bonus action.
Alright, so you see the 2 rooks together as they're spinning around and moving accordingly to each other. Make an investigation check to determine who's the right rook. Okay, you can't tell. It's a 50-50 at this point. You can definitely go for it, but if you do, you don't know if you're going to hit your friend or rook. Sorry.
Okay, I'll just fight myself.
Okay.
Andrew?
I don't know which one is which. I'm not gonna.
All right.
Andrew, just to let you know, it was the daggers are +8
to hit.
Also, technically, suggestion is not a charmed effect.
It does say they are charmed. From I believe.
No, it doesn't.
Does it not?
It says that people who can't be charmed are affected by it. It doesn't specifically state that they are charmed as a charm spell would.
Oh, it could be. Oh, good lord! Just like every decision.
Oh, technics! And Kyle is also pointing out that it's an action to break the charm. So if he is able to break the charm, he can't attack Rook. The Rook would not be fun.
God, everything goes all backwards now when I listen to
I know,
people. Right.
But yeah, just saying the caster would probably take a few more additional hits because the daggers are a +8 to hit.
All right. Okay. I will say. Okay. Since it is specifically saying creatures that can't be charmed are immune, to me that definitely means that this has to be a charm spell because it's basically helping to solidify the fact that this is that kind of thing.
I'll acquiesce about rules later. In this instance,
I think we'll go with that because I know the difference, of course, is there's the charmed effect, which just basically says you consider someone an ally, you wouldn't want to harm them. That's the charm effect. But then this is a persuasive charm to a degree. But yeah, all right. So yeah, no, so we'll say he uses action. You're not stunned. Take back all the damage, but he does close into the distance for you and gets ready to strike you. Holy hell. All right, Kayla, are we still sticking to the you blasted yourself?
Yeah, I just blasted myself.
Okay.
And he has Hex on him. He has Hex on him, though, so he takes an additional D6 of damage, which is, of course, is plus 1.
All right, okay, an additional 1. That's fine. All right, 1 more damage. Okay. All right, now that we've got that out of the way. Good God. Okay. So, you see...
Hey, Anna!
No!
+8.
Yes, to hit.
Yes, but you were saying +4.
Right.
No, that's the damage. Oh wait, no, you did say +4.
I did say +4. So okay, hold on.
So-
Let me see if any. Okay, one more hits. Two more hit. So you can roll 2d4 plus 4.
Damn right I do. Your penny counts.
That's true. It's helpful.
Another. Okay, well, it's technically 10.
Yep.
So he takes fucking what like fucking 30?
10 more damage. Well, in total,
He takes 33 damage.
yeah, but
Go,
Yeah.
daggers, go!
yeah, the daggers have hurt him, and he looks really ouchy. Not too happy. But he does, on his turn, look towards Valindra, and you see a very similar phase out and reappear right next to Valindra. As you see, Valindra goes and hugs other Valindra, just to grab on as they begin to tumble roll around a bit. So he's going to do a grapple attack on you.
When my sister's in trouble, so am I.
So let's see. You make an acrobatics if you wish to avoid and dodge it.
I would like to avoid and dodge it, please, but I fucking can't.
Oh! Oh dear! Maybe he'll roll in that one. No. All right, yeah. So suddenly, Varkesh, in front of you, two Valindras just go rolling around as they are completely like doing this like.
I summon a kiddie pool full of jello.
At the moment, though.
Oh, damn it.
At the moment, though, you don't know who is the real Valindra.
That's fine because I'm going to be focusing on the cat to turn into a pincushion in a minute. Sorry, Cal.
Yeah, but it is now Rook's turn. Rook, you are fighting Rook behind you.
All right, one moment here. Check a thing. I will bonus action disengage. Place myself right here, and take a stab at the fake Valindra again.
Make an investigation check to determine who is the fake Valindra. They are currently right now tumble and tussling in the same space.
Come
21.
on, Inquisitor. Oh, nice job.
Ooh, 21. Yeah, you recognize one being a little bit less graceful than Valindra.
22 to hit.
Oh yeah, it hits. And you
And
can
I
get the
get
sneak.
sneak attack.
Yep.
All right, there's some good damage. Another 22 points of piercing damage.
Ooh,
Nice.
ooh. Well, I mean, there is an illusion up, so I can't describe to you if they look bloody or not because they just look pristine to a sense. So it's hard to tell. But yeah,
Well, is one moving and is one not?
it's still moving. Both are moving. Both are moving. But yeah,
That's a clear indicator who lost.
yeah. Is that your turn, or do you wish to bonus action anything?
I bonus action disengage.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You did. Yes, of course. Farkesh.
Hi, Kyle. Bye, Kyle. I'm going to literally launch all my daggers at him.
Okay.
Hi, my pretties, fly. So let's roll 10d there, 10d,
20.
10, 20. Fucking 10
20.
10.
Yeah, sure, roll d10s. Why not?
I bet Kyle's like, yeah, 10d 10. 10d 10.
Yeah, roll 10s. It'll be great.
10d 20 plus 8.
Ooh, two net ones.
That's fine.
I like how it added to 100 somehow.
Yeah, that makes me very
I
happy.
think that's 6 hits.
Let's see. I'm just gonna count the misses because then the rest is easy at that point. 1, 2, 3, 4 miss. Yeah. So yeah, 6 hit. Yeah. Go ahead and roll for damage. So that's
64.
I
plus
wanted to
4.
bonus action dodge with a key point.
64
only attack
plus
one
12.
That's 12. So he wants to bonus action dodge one of them.
That's not a thing.
Well-
you can just take
well,
a bonus
Andrew
action
is-
to take
Andrew
the dodge
is-
action on his turn.
Yeah, it's on his turn. So I don't, and they're not missiles, so he can't catch one. They're sentient creatures. They're constructs. So.
Might have been talking about a previous round. I'm just
Oh,
gonna-
okay. Previous round.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
no,
I
the
don't know.
projectile was. Oh, no. Anyways, yeah, go on.
64 plus 12. 25.
All right, 25. Not bad. That is the first one to actually damage him.
Bye-bye, Purdy Cat, bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah. Top of
Oh,
the
and
round.
I move.
Oh, you move. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure I stay away from that fucking ankle biter as much as possible. 25. 30. Yeah.
Okay.
He can reach me, no doubt, easily, but still.
All right. So yeah, you notice then that other Varkesh begins to lumber forward, right there,
Hi, sexy me.
and then you see disappears again
Uh-oh.
and reappears right next to Rook.
I'm
Wow.
feeling a little targeted tonight, guys.
Yeah. Varka seems to have a hard-on for you. Jesus Christ.
Stop dealing a shit ton of damage.
I mean, it matches up with actual Varkesh, so...
Yeah,
And you
never
see him taking out
I am a
own-
member of the clergy.
his own sword, striking up once. 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right.
Yep, that'll hit.
6.
Wait, fucking adamantine wall.
I know. It's not, but yeah, it's fine. It doesn't-
I'll take it.
Fucking
All right, you
mini-
take the full damage. All right, and as you then take that, you see a hand bring up, and as the hand comes out, you see it light with electric energy, and he reaches for you. 17.
That'll hit.
All right, you take 6 lightning damage.
I will go ahead and uncanny dodge that one.
Okay. As you try to get out of the way and get just a tiny zap with just a little taser.
Eldritch Knights. Always wanted to play one of these.
And since he did not use his action surge to dash, he magic missiled. He's going to action surge now.
Uh-oh.
And he's going to with his sword again. 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, and you take another 8 damage. And
Okay.
the second one, 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
And you take another 7 damage. As the
All right.
surge of blows come one after the other as Varkesh is railing on this tiny little Kenku.
Rook is not doing well right now, guys.
Don't worry.
Victor uses a key point to do Step of the Wind to disengage
I'll let you step of the wind.
as he goes all the way over here, stands next to Rook, and goes to engage with him.
Bites him.
Jesus.
All right. So this one's going to make one unarmed strike. 50. Oh, sorry, not advantage. It's normal.
Miss.
All right. Actually, you know what he's going to do? He's going to flank you. Move over here, so he can
Still
actually
miss.
do that. All right, it's fine. So he definitely misses the first strike, going wide. 24,
That'll hit.
and he's going to burn a key to make you stunned. So please make a
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
You got it.
Not 20.
I can pray. But
You are
17.
fine. You feel that puncture in your, and just like but it doesn't hurt you enough to actually make you feel seized. As he takes one quick kick, a high up, as he goes right in between your legs. 13.
That'll miss.
You
I
immediately, knowing the instinct of protecting the family jewels, what? Out of the way as the air it kicks nothing but air.
His little stubby legs just can't get there.
I wanted to meta pigeon right now, so Rook come to me so I can heal, so I don't have to run into combat.
Valindra, it is your turn. You are currently being grappled by yourself as you are doing this weird tossing and tussling.
Oh no. Wait, she's still fighting with herself?
Yep.
I'm not gonna waste time trying to break grapple because I'm weak AF. I'm just gonna try to Eldritch Blast him.
Make an attack with disadvantage. 17 hits.
Oh, good. And
1 damage. Bless your hex. Ooh, makes it a 6.
At least one of them rolled.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Is that enough? Is the fucker down?
No.
Damn it!
Probably
You
has, like,
definitely
one
blast
HP.
and it goes.
left.
Say what?
Does he have like 1 hit point left?
I mean, it's hard to tell. You see an illusion of yourself. A very convincing illusion.
Fucker.
Piece of shit.
But yeah,
That piece of shit.
during your turn, as this is happening, you see like the weakened stance is just like the grip is a little less as you feel other Valindra is starting to waver. But then you see a hand come out and it begins to glow. And it presses onto its chest, and then you see them breathe.
Damn it, I'm out of... Okay. Never mind.
That's alright. Alright, and you see them. This is going to heal them for 14. Not a lot. Not a lot.
14 more than I wanted.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the grip's a little stronger, but oy. And they're going to take you and drag you towards other Rook here. Right there, as you both kind of are still tossing and turning and moving about in this weird identical twin situation. Rook, it's your turn.
Bonus action disengage.
Okay.
Go up and around here. Regain focus.
Actually, let me double check.
Uh-oh.
Does he have Sentinel?
Just making sure he doesn't. He does not have Sentinel.
Okay, cool.
Just didn't know if he did. I was
Alright.
like, dang it, just in case, before he peppers me with the whole I have Sentinel or something.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and take a stab at fake Valindra again.
Kyle, the king of backseat.
Make an
PvP.
investigation check. They tossle and turn every time. You have to try and see who's who.
Alright. Well, I did move less than half my speed. Or rather, I moved half my speed or less, so I get advantage on this.
All right, yeah. Keen eye.
Well,
Yeah, you could tell. You definitely know which one's bad, Valindra.
27 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Ooh.
28.
And as you do that, you suddenly see, as you go from behind, other Valindra lets go of her grasp and goes to the floor unconscious.
And that'll end my turn, because in order to keep the advantage, I would still need to only move half or less. So.
Yeah, and you've used a bonus action to disengage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Varkesh.
I am going to move my daggers to the kitty cat. And I'm going to stab him in the back.
Okay. So you fling all the daggers towards him.
Yep. Filleted kitty, anyone?
As they all circle.
I love rolling this many d20s. It makes me feel good.
10 d20s, boy.
10 d20s plus 8. No, that's... I need the plus, buddy. Thank you, computer. Nat 20, that's a nat 20.
All right, let's see. So all of those hit.
Even the 6?
No, okay, not the 6, sorry. 9 hits.
You just shut your trap.
But you do get to roll that. I mean, technically it's 10 because you roll double for the nat 20.
It is.
And
So
it's
you
10d4,
Yep, 10d4 plus
18.
18, yeah.
10. Hi, Kyle. You like it? Now 10d4 plus 18. 42.
Ooh.
That's actually really low damage.
As you do, Victor goes to the ground.
Oh, that's so good.
You took a stab at it and it worked.
Yeah, Victor's down at the moment.
And then for my action, I'm going to gunbolt me in my sexy face.
Okay.
And that's it. Well, no, and then I'll run.
Okay. And then I'll run. But yeah, go right ahead. Do your guiding bolt.
Okay.
What level are you casting it at?
I will cast that. Actually, I'm going to cast that as a level 3.
Okay. 3rd level spell. No.
Well, you
That
can't win
misses
all the
terribly.
time.
Sadly, as you look and go, I can't hit my sexy self. That would be a crime. And it goes off wide, and you just go, oh, I missed. Darn.
What does one to do? And then I run. 5, 10,
Yeah.
15, 20,
All right.
25, 30.
As this is happening, you see, yeah, he's going to, well, because, yeah, He'll duck and dodge and go through and underneath just to kind of get through the things to reach him, but I do believe that's at least one attack of opportunity to hit if you wanted to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Is he coming for me?
No, he went into the heart of the daggers and is going around. Actually, no, sorry, not. He wouldn't because he can't.
Silly.
He can't. The heart of the daggers would. Okay, he's going to go around. Over.
That would be free
way.
attacks.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be free attacks of opportunity.
Yep.
So roll 3d20 plus 8.
2 hit.
Oh, okay, I'll take that. Roll 2d4 plus 18. Suck a dick. Me.
24. Nice. Nice.
It's nice.
All right. Pushing past the actual blades that just seem to slice him across, he reaches towards unconscious Valindra, puts his hand down.
No, he doesn't.
And you see him slowly push out some holy energy.
He can't be holy. He's an Eldritch Knight.
Yeah, he's
He
part
can
of Eldritch
multi-class.
Knight. There's one other thing. He's not just an Eldritch Knight.
Probably either cleric or a bard.
No.
He's
And
a
you
twat.
see-
That's what he is.
Yeah, and you just see this hand come out, lit with
Only
light.
cleric, bard, and druid have access to that.
And you
I
see
guess
him...
divine sorcerer.
No, it's fine. You're not getting it. That's okay. His hand glows light, and he reaches down and touches.
Asimar. Got it.
Damn it!
It's an
Or
ass.
paladin. Could be one of the two.
Yeah, but you do see that Valindra comes back kind of and breathes and looks around
It's perfect.
and just gets ready for any attack to come his way. Now the other one shoots up, kind of like blinking around going, what the hell's going on? And then seeing the shit that's going down, not liking this. Ooh, he's gonna... Alright. He's going to grab onto the little body of Victor. And he's
The real
going to...
Valindra gets a turn first.
Oh yeah, Victor. Yeah, you're right. I keep mistaking the things. Yeah. Now Victor makes a death saving throw. Okay. Valindra. Oh dear, dear Valindra.
I will. Nope, that's an action. I'm not wasting that. I'm going to Eldritch Blast me.
Well, that hits. That misses.
Every
Okay.
fucking-
X was still on, though.
Ooh. That close.
God damn it!
Always that close.
But yeah, no. On the ground, other Valindra just comes to consciousness, goes, gets blasted in the face, just
Stay
looking
down,
horrible as
Stay
you
down,
talk to
bitch.
yourself. But yeah, you do see them slightly getting up, dazed, looking around, unable to know what the hell's going on. Grabbing Victor and quickly dimension dooring
No, I downed that cat fair and square.
all the way over here as he nestles up into this spot and just kind of is breathing. That's all they do.
Okay, good. I have a chance to kill that fucking guy before he resurrects the ankle biter.
It's your turn, Rook.
Okay.
I'm so enraged.
Let's see here, one moment here. Okay, that could well be worth it. I am going to take the attack of opportunity,
Okay.
move up to there.
All right. Please make an acrobatics or athletics check because he's going to turn that attack to a grapple.
Ah,
Do your thing, birdie.
Ooh. Let's see how it goes.
Killer.
Ooh!
The Defender wins.
Defender
I'm out.
wins. So yeah, you just
Nice.
barely, he grabs onto you, but you quickly twist it and eventually break free and just off you go.
Kill the healer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take an action. Yeah. I'll take an action to shoot at him with my hand crossbow.
Okay, go right ahead. Oh, that
26 to
hits.
hit.
Yeah, that's
7
enough.
points of piercing damage.
Yeah, as you embed it in, he just grips it and goes down and cripples onto the grass,
And-
just gripping his shoulder.
Cat stays down.
And I'll bonus action to shoot at Kitty Cat.
Oh, you're going full bloody. All right, sure. Make your attack with disadvantage.
That's a bit mean.
He is prone on the ground. You
Oh,
are making a
you're
ranged
right.
attack.
Wait, he's unconscious?
Still 21 to hit.
Oh,
Though.
he's unconscious. That hits.
Wait, what? No, I thought he healed him. Never mind. I
No, no.
completely misunderstood
No,
that
yeah, so yeah, you
situation.
do.
all of
Go
us
right
are
ahead.
like,
That's all
Oh
right.
god.
So one death saving throw failure for him. There we go.
Never mind. Never mind.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I misunderstood the circumstance.
Okay.
I'm not trying to kill Victor.
All right. Okay.
Traitor, you must die.
Oh, jeez. I'm not gonna go back.
I was like, damn, Rook's like real mad.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, all right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's fine.
I'll actually go ahead and bonus action dash instead to get over to my buddy Markesh and say, I don't suppose you could heal me a bit.
Yeah, sure.
It is Markesh's turn.
I will heal you with the strongest heal I can do, which is the almighty Band-Aid of Divinity, which is not much. And I
It's
will cure wounds you at level 4. Ba-da-ba-ba. Come on, game.
Ba-ba.
That is atrocious.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Nice. 15 points. You heal.
That's not nice. I was cast at level 4. That's atrocious.
I know. You rolled, let's see, 2 2s, a 1 and a 6. So.
I'll take it, though. It's a lot better than I was before.
I'm going to take my frustration out on the other me with daggers.
Okay, as you bonus action, command the daggers to strike at
Kill
yourself.
me! Not me, you fools! The other me!
I mean, that'd be funny if they had this little moment of the daggers just going left, right.
Plus 8. No, that's a 1. I need that to be a 10. 10 d20s plus 8. Come on, big money.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hit.
Okay, I'll take that.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. No. 1, 2, 3 hit. 3 hit.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Better than nothing. It's better than nothing.
So 3d4 plus 6.
Plus 18.
3d4 plus 6.
Okay.
Each dagger does 1d4 plus 2.
We might just need to check that out, but okay.
I'll check it out right now.
14. Can't believe a level 4 fucking cure wounds chip me like that.
I'm not surprised. High level spell slots always roll shit.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, you're right. It's 1d4 plus 4. The small is plus 2. So yeah, so it's tiny. No, yeah, so it does more. Yeah. So instead of it being 6, it's 12. Wow. No, yeah. I'm sorry.
wow,
I was under the small impression, which has a plus 2. Yeah.
Should I roll that again?
Well, you can add 6 to it. Easy enough.
Well, add 6 to it then.
Yeah. So
20.
that's 20.
Take that,
Nice. 20 damage.
When math rolls.
Ooh.
Animate object is brutal, man.
I mean, like, I'll tell you he's looking rough, but I mean, you don't know. Varkesh just takes these... It's like they stick inside the body and disappear, because, I mean, your illusion is just monstrously big compared to
My
his normal
sexy
structure.
blue muscles absorb bladed objects.
They do.
I
It's
know.
kind of like you're engulfing them before they
I am
pop
a
out.
forge cleric after all. I consume metal.
Alright.
Via osmosis.
Okay, he looks over at you, Varkesh, and he's going to send a magic missile at you.
I give him the bird just as it happens.
Alright. Go ahead and make a concentration check for me. Constitution saving throw. As you
Constitution
take
saving throw with advantage.
Yeah. Another 11. You do not succeed.
With advantage.
Oh no.
I have to make a 10, right?
Oh my god, maybe. Oh, god damn it. It's like always have to be on the pinnacle number. Shit, 1 second.
It is a 10, yes.
It might be a 10. Let's see.
It is the higher of either half damage dealt or 10.
I can never remember if it's like one of those things where it's similar to like death saving throws, where it's like, is it 10 or is it 11?
I am.
Okay.
Like,
The difficulty check modifier is 10.
The DC equals 10. All right, so yes, you barely pass.
all the games,
Barely
all the fucking
pass.
games I've ever played a Forge Cleric, I have never had animate objects last this long. I am so.
That was, you were close. That was clutch. But yeah.
It is a glorious spell.
All right, Victor makes another death save. Okay, Victor pops back up
And I'm like, no, zap.
with 1 HP. He comes back.
God, he's like a fucking hairy rash.
He does look around, and he's going to try and keep playing dead because you guys are focused on one thing. You're not going to be looking in his direction, so he's going to try to deceive you.
With the passive perception of 20, would I notice?
That's what he's going to roll a deception.
Right, yeah.
He's going to try to, make you guys go, no, not see it. Well, actually, let's see, perform. Well, he has the same modifier for either, so we'll just do deception then. Yeah, you can tell, Rook. He's trying to. He came up and shot upright, then just looked and went.
Shit, back there.
I like
But
it.
he is going to use his thing to take the dodge action, just to be ready in case something comes after him. But he's trying his best to play dead.
I like it.
And yeah, it's Valindra's turn.
I'm going to Eldritch Blast.
Okay, at disadvantage.
Oh, because I'm
In melee.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up.
Okay. Alright, you can take the opportunity attack,
That's fine.
which is going to be a grapple.
God fucking damn it.
So go ahead and make your acrobatics or athletics. Ooh, 16. Oh, no. He grabs onto you as you just try to leave, just stopping your movement.
Fine, I'll just Eldritch Blast and grapple.
Okay. Ooh. No. Sorry. They don't hit. As he just kind of holds onto you, quickly turn in retaliation, they go left and right of his head.
Bonus action, move your hex.
Oh yeah, bonus action move my hex.
Okay. as the
Disadvantage
little
on strength saves.
as the little Kenku go, what did she do? You little cuckooing in the back of your head. Would you like the hex to be on strength checks?
Can I please?
Yeah, sure.
So what, do I get to do it again?
Mm.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, do you? Okay.
Since I didn't call it before,
That's fine.
then,
Yeah, we'll just say
No.
instead of the hex falling off, it's moved. But yeah. But if you did your bonus action move first and then did it, he would roll his athletics again because he has disadvantage on the thing.
Yeah, but I since I completely forgot about it,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
fine.
gonna bet
And
it
it
back
would have made a
up.
difference. It would have made a difference, but that's okay.
Well, now I'm just pissed.
Death saving throw from poor Baron Basil Bush.
He rolls a fucking nat 20. I'm gonna get so annoyed.
No, but he's fine. Rook.
I'm gonna go ahead and run on over here.
Okay.
Just kick the cat in the head.
It looks like
Pretty
he's
much.
about to kick a dead man down.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and use an offhand crossbow shot at him.
Okay.
Well, no, never mind. I can't declare non-lethal the ranged attack, so I'll use a rapier attack. Declare it
Okay.
non-lethal.
All right. That's fine. And this is with disadvantage, as he is now when you come in.
He's prone. It
he-
negates.
does it? Okay. Yeah, so it's just flat.
Mhm.
Flat.
16.
Let me down. I don't remember what his armor is. 1 second. Yeah, that hits.
Nah.
Good night, pretty kid.
Yep. He's back.
Oh, he's back unconscious. Yeah, a quick bonk to the head.
But because it's declared non-lethal doesn't mean to make saves. He's automatically stabilized.
All right. Yeah. So no more.
And can I use a bonus action to attempt to stabilize the other guy?
No, sadly not. You would need to have a skill in that to do that.
Okay, makes sense. Let me check range real quick here. Alright, yeah. I'll end turn there.
Okay. Varkesh,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Wait, which one? Which one? Just kidding.
The
I
sexy
know.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, we're both fabulous.
The one with the thing for Rook. Wait, that's both of them.
Well, Varkesh he's an opportunistic dragon. Let's just put it. So, all my daggers are just going to go straight for the sexy clone self of me.
Okay.
Right on in there. So, all my shit, I have to roll again. Let's see. Roll 10 d20 plus 8. What?
Well,
Oh,
there were 2 Ds.
One DD20.
You know, it's funny.
Sorry.
I was thinking in my head, man, what would happen if he actually rolled all nat
DDs.
ones? What if all he rolled was ones? Just like, well, look at that.
That would be hilarious and also terrible.
That would be
an impossible. I feel
atrocious.
like that's a broken D20 that roll 20 at that point.
Okay, so roll 10d20 plus 8. I've got the correct code in this time. That's
Okay.
much better.
Wow. 1, 2,
That's
3,
three
4, 5,
Four.
4 hit.
Hey,
Roll
this is funny, guys.
4d4.
So plus 16.
12.
Yeah. 4d4 plus 16.
Yeah, that makes sense. There. Plus
Okay, I mean, might do it. Let's see.
29.
Yeah, as your daggers fly around. How do you want to do this?
I'm just gonna whistle to myself and go, "Hey, good looking." I'm really sorry. I'm just, but just I have all the daggers just go straight down on the top of his head.
Yeah, as you do, they just kind of... You hear the ting-ting-ting noise of some of them, but you do get some of them going in as suddenly they disappear and Varkesh just stands there looking normal before he just hits the ground and timbers. And now that all 3 of the opposing party members are completely passed out, every single one of you cheers as you see the entire crowd just roar up in the victory as suddenly you are left standing, House TL victorious against House Jor-El. Every single one is chanting you, going, TL, TL. But you also then see some of them choosing their favorites. And some are going, Varkesh, Varkesh. You see some going, Rook, Rook, Rook. Valindra, Valindra. You hear all these different chants, and then someone favoring a few of them, but they're all congratulating and cheering at your success as you have defeated your champion opponents.
I will cast.
Flawlessly, I might add.
What's the fucking name of it?
Spare the
Spare
dying.
the Dying. Yes, thank you. On the guy that's in front of me that just went down.
Okay.
So that he.
Try to stabilize it.
That's good. Yeah, as you do that, just
I
to
pop
be
back up, just go back down again. Grr.
to be courteous, you do definitely give the slight, oh, okay, and you're good. And yeah, as you lay a hand down, and everyone returns basically to Stable's health,
To this.
no one dying. That's where we're ended for tonight.
Yeah.
As you were able to win.
Breathe.
You got really lucky with Rook in that hypnotic pattern save. That was...
I
I
did.
mean-
That was.
I was fucking, my button was puckered for that entire thing. I was like, if he doesn't fucking kind of shake me awake, I swear to God, I'm going to turn these daggers on him. But it was good.
It was
Lucky,
a very,
but good.
very good lucky fight. I mean,
Hey, and that is the first time I've ever been in a fight where I haven't literally had to blow all of my spell slots at all.
I think you've only used 2? 3.
I've used 3.
Guiding Bolt, Cure Wounds, Animate Objects.
Yeah, I mean, shit. And that's the first time I've ever done animate objects that's lasted more than 2 turns without me getting hit and then taking ridiculous damage and failing at a con check.
But yeah, congratulations, guys! Very good job. I would say I did not expect you guys to pull it off so quickly and efficiently. That was a very, very good bout.
The little kitten that could but couldn't.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, thank you guys all for joining us. I do hope you enjoyed these 3 being able to successfully beat their slight
Kick their own
illusionary
asses.
duplicates. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for coming by. And of course, we stream every Sunday, starting at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, same time as our other campaign that airs on this channel on Tuesdays, again 6:30 p.m. time. And remember, anytime you spend here, you earn points, loyalty points, and HODO points to be able to spend on the Tuesday campaign. So it's a win-win for us all when you come and share the love. But other than that, from me, Varkesh, Valindra, and Rook, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.